Oh, morning. Hello, welcome to Sewing Corner. I'm Natasha McCarty, and you've got me for the next 4 hours. Yes, myself and Deborah Simms are in this morning. Here's how it's shaping up. At 8 a.m, it is totally Tilda. Heaven. We've got bundles, we've got books, we've got toys, we've got all sorts coming up. And Osnabrck as well is back in stock. 9 a.m, Marvellous makeup bags with Deborah Simms. It's a whopper. It's huge. It's like a fold-out one. It's really good. And then at 10 a.m, Tash's sewing stash. Yes. I had a little perusal through the website and went, I want that, I want that, I want that, I like that, I like that, I like that. And that's 10 o'clock basically. 11 a.m, dressmaking with Deborah. She's made us something floaty floaty. We've had a little soupçon of spring. And so we needed to bring you some fabrics that were suitable for that. So we've got some brand new fabrics there as well. Look, floaty, floaty, beautiful. Ooh. Now, if you would like to get in touch, here's how you do so. You head to the website, www. Then we will come up. Ask a question. Oh, my microphone's gone. Hello. Should we try that again? My microphone's having a moment. There you go. So, sorry about that. Now, you can message us, you can shop online, you can message us. And if you'd like to email us, then that is studio@sewingquarter.com. Who knew? Who knows? Who knows what's going on this morning? Now, we've got a few exciting things happening today. Firstly, new customers. If you are new to us and if you're spending over £20, then you will get 2 meters of fabric sent to you for free. It's a bit of a lucky dip. You'll get, we don't know what we're going to send you, but it will be 2 meters of fabric. And also a Liberty fob. Yes. Look at that. So that is somewhere. You do have to use the code KEYFOB. So if you'd like the keys aren't included, by the way, you have to put your own keys on there. But if you would like it, then KEYFOB is the code. You get your 2 meters of fabric, but that's it's £20 spend, not including your P&P, which is £2.95. There we go. Now, while stocks last, for everybody else, we like to bring you other things for those of you that shop with us regularly. We've got a 50% off Sewing Quarter own branded cutting tools and accessories. Hurrah! Now, we launched this yesterday and the response was huge, massive, enormous. So let's have a quick look at some of the most popular items. The best seller yesterday was this cheeky little number, which is your 6.5-inch square ruler. Look at that. Now, I think it was Joy used to like using this because it was so bright and she could see. Was $7.99 down to $3.99. Bargain. I like that. There you go. Hundreds of these went yesterday. Literally hundreds. So if you want it, you've got all of your different angles as well. You've got 60, 45, 30 degrees. Now, this is only while stocks last, remember. It's very, very bright. You've got black and you've got green, so that is going to show up. I mean, even against my white top, you can see everything there. Now, another very useful, okay, the next most popular is right underneath everything here. We always say get the biggest cutting mat that you can possibly fit, and that's this one. This is your A1 cutting mat. Okay, so you've got inches, you've got centimeters on this. It's huge. Now, this was $39.99. Look at it, it's now under £20, $19.99. It's a big one. It's huge. So if you would like this, there you go. There it is. And it even shows you A6, A5, A4, A3, A2. This is while stocks last, so you do need to add this to your basket ASAP. Make sure that you don't miss out on this. I'm not sure if these are being sent flat or folded. If it's being sent rolled, then just unroll it and pop some books and stuff on and it will flatten out again. I'm not sure quite how they're sending them. Now then, the other great seller was this. Every quilter should have a long ruler that will cut through selvage to selvage. Which way do you want it? Just that way. There you go. That will cut through selvage to selvage when you fold your fabric in half. And this will do just that because it is 24 inches long by 6 inches. Was $13.99 today, just $6.99. Bargain. But okay, only while stocks last. So if you're just starting out, you need a great long ruler. You know, see if you like it. $6.99. And you've got that. Oh, do we have sellouts? Gosh, already. Well, it is. I mean, it is while stocks last. Now, what else we've got? More cutting mats. Which one would you like to look at first, Producer Paul? The green one. Here we go. Now, this one here is your A3. So again, another really useful size. So, yeah, we've got two A3 cutting mats for you. This one is green, and the other one is kind of a see-through. So this is, what, $9.99? Oh, you can't go wrong, can you? Instead of 20 quid, basically, just down to $9.99. Awesome. I like this half-price business. It's good, isn't it? So you can get yourself, and you've got centimetres, and then you've got inches. Inches long there, centimetres. The actual grids are centimetres. Very handy indeed. Self-healing as well. So when you make those cuts, they do heal over, which is always handy to know. And the last one... Now, I mean, this might be that you want something that's more see-through, in which case, here it is. Dee. Now, there we go. So you've got, again, you've got, then, oh, okay, so yeah, this has got some marks on it. They're just marks. They're not ridges, but that's just where it's, because it's self-healing, but there you go. You can see where we've cut in it. That will happen. Doesn't matter. It doesn't affect that. Now, if you do want this one, lots of you like the see-through one, actually. You've got centimetres, inches again. Please do check out all of your angles on there as well. Very useful. This one's even got a 75-degree angle and a 15-degree angle. Ooh. So this one, $10.99. $21.99, not anymore, down to $10.99. Very, very handy. We will recap these because they are very, very popular, and it is only while stocks last. So if you are after some of your essentials, really, your cutting and your accessories, very, very handy to have. There you go. Make sure you get it all. So here it is. You don't have to have a code for this one, by the way, which is very handy. So you just buy whatever you want. But if you are, like we say, if you are a new buyer and you're spending over your £20, then you will need to use a code of KeyFob. So 50% off for sewing quarter range of branded cutting tools and accessories. Hurrah! Now, something else that is back in stock and goes incredibly well with your Tilda, and that's our Osnabrck. Now, this is 110 centimetres, selvage to selvage. It's a lovely natural fibre. And it is incredibly useful for all sorts of different crafty projects. I think it's really lovely. It's got a great texture to it. Now, whether you're bag making, whether you're, actually you can do those rag carpets with these as well. Lots of people do those. Or whether or not you actually want to do your Tilda toys with these, and they are very, very handy with these. Every time we brought this to wear, this is sold out. It's incredibly useful. Lots of you buy it and actually make toiles and things out of it because it's only £2.50 per half a metre. This is your natural seeded cotton Osnabrck, so it's a lovely natural fabric, and you can see it's got those natural flecks through there as well, so it's incredibly lovely to work with. It's quite a large weave, giving it that real rusticy feel. I think it's lovely. Really lovely. So you've got that adding to your basket already. So again, you know that every time we've bought this, I think we had someone buy 10 meters of this the other day, which was crazy, crazy, crazy. But that is how popular it is. Now, if you're new to us, remember it's just one P&P. Lots of new buyers already this morning. It's only 8:10. So hello, welcome. And if you are buying from us, remember it's just one P&P per day, just £2.95 per day. means you can check out your basket as many times as you like, and the P&P is added at midnight, okay? So everything then just gets bundled up, added together, and then the P&P added at midnight. But the only way to secure your order, especially if you're going for special deals today, and, you know, and they're a first come, first serve situation, then please do check out your basket to secure that order. Now, another fabric that we've picked out, especially if you're doing Tilda toy making, or just if you want a fabric that works beautifully with Tilda, we have so many different types of white in terms of fabric on our website that we wanted to pick out one that goes beautifully with our Tilda. Yes, producer Paul, we've got it. We've got a low stock of it, but we just wanted, if anybody else wants it, we have got, this is our Spectrum Solid by McCall, and this is the antique white. So we often bundle this with our Tilda, but there wasn't enough of this today to bundle separately. So if any of you wanted this separately, maybe for your toys, maybe for a lining, maybe I'll show you in a second. For those of you that are doing things like that, any kind of Tilda quilts, the antique white is a beautiful one to go with. So you can just see how it really goes. Harsh whites, really bright whites. They're a little bit hard for Tilda because it's kind of more of a shabby chic and a romantic feel. So yeah, that's that. There we go. Right, now then, let's pop that down there, and I'll pop that in there. Do you want to have a look at the bundles? Perfect. Let's start over here. So these fabric, yes, all of these fabric bundles are from her latest range, and that is the Lemon Tree range. It's utterly beautiful, and it's quite unusually for Tilda. There's quite a retro-y vibe with one of the fabrics. This is your Bougie Flower here. Lovely. So in here, you've got your Bougie Flower in blue. You've got your Tilda Lemonade in blue as well. So you can see the birds in the lemon tree. Very pretty. And then we've given you vintage pink, half a metre of vintage pink in there as well, because it just works beautifully with all the others. So whether you're using that plain to highlight or to line or just to make your Tilda stash go further, it's a very difficult thing to do on a computer screen, to be able to match colour for colour. So we've done that for you so that you can really see that pink there matches through there, that pink there matches through there. And it's just a lovely way that we can do for you. It's just something to help you so that firstly your Tilda stash goes further. You've got a metre of Tilda in there and another half metre there of a complementary solid colour, which really helps things just go that little bit further. So OGXC84 is your code if you fancy the blue. Now, let's stick with, here we go, it's Tilda all this hour this morning. Let's have a look at what this one brings us. So this is your Hummingbird, and this has got a coral background actually with this one, which again, quite unusual for Tilda. There it is, ever so beautiful. So this is the Hummingbird, and it's in coral. Like I say, not often that we get coral as a background with Tilda, but of course we do have that beautiful sort of aqua colour, tealy colour coming through, which is used a lot. So that's your Hummingbird, and I do think as a large print, absolutely stunning. Beautiful for your bag making, all sorts of goodies there. And then, oh gosh, what's happened to my folding this morning? So again, in each of these bundles that we've got for you this morning, there is a whole metre of Tilda, and then another half metre in your complementary colour. Now, what Tilda also does incredibly well are your Ditzy Prints. And this is no exception. Here it is. It's incredibly handy to have. So this is the flower field in red. And it is very, very beautiful. And you can see those colours being picked up that we've just had in the Hummingbird fabric. You've got the pinks that were by the leaves, and then you've got the teal of the flowers. So that all matches. And then what we've brought you is the pastel pink, half a metre of pastel pink in there, which just ties the whole thing together. So maybe you're going to use all three together. Maybe you want to mix and match. Maybe it's just a stash booster. Maybe you just love Tilda and you've just got to have it. I mean, just imagine if you did a bag and then you just lined it in that. Ever so lovely. Or maybe you're patchworking. Maybe you want to just have those two together. Or maybe you want all three to work beautifully together, and they do. And you can get patchwork making beautifully. $18.99 for 1.5 meters of fabric. 1 meter of that is Tilda, and uber gorgeous it is too. So pop that in your basket, check out your basket. Lots of you checking out your baskets. Please do make sure that you're not missing out on anything. Now, oh, the hummingbird, let me show you this. Oh, the Hummingbird has been one of my favourite ones out of this range because I love the large scale print, but also how different it is with all the different colour backgrounds in it. So here it is with your blue background, which then gives you the pink roses with the teal flowers, with the teal leaves rather, and then your gorgeous Hummingbird there. This is $18.99 again, 1 meter of Tilda and 1/2 meter of your vintage blue. So there we go. That is that's one of your 1/2 meters. And then we've taken that sort of tealy vintagey blue colour because that's the colour of the lemons in the lemon tree. So again, we've used this fabric in lots of different things and it always looks fabulous. And if you are cutting this into strips, into your 2.5-inch strips, that fits perfectly, which is ever so lovely. It's well thought out, isn't it? So you've got that one, and then the colour of the lemons in this one are the colour of your vintage blue, which is what we've put in there. So whichever way you're working with it, maybe you want to use just, there we go, maybe you want to use just those two together. That's incredibly pretty. Maybe you want to use those two together, really pulls out the colour of the lemon, or maybe you're going to go for all three. And then it just works. That's the beauty of Tilda, is that you can mix and match, which I never understood. And it was one of those things that I'd sold Tilda, and until I actually got my hands on it to work with, to actually use, I didn't appreciate the quality of it, how beautiful it is to work with. Whether it's hand stitching, whether it's machine sewing, it really is such a lovely quality and just absolutely gorgeous. And the more that you get, the more you realise that the collections just intermingle and interweave. So you can never have too much Tilda because it all works beautifully together. I'm doing a massive great big quilt at the moment, and I'm working my way through so many of the different collections because they work together. Pick a colour and work through however you want to do it, or maybe there's just a design that sets you off and you go, do you know what? I love green, and green is what I really love. I'm going for the Bougie Flower. And here it is. So this is your Tilda Green collection here. So you've got your Bougie Flower, 1/2 meter of your Bougie Flower. Love that. And yet you've still got, or even though it's got such a bright green in there, you've still got that teal and that vintage pink through there. So you've still got those colours that will be in all of her other collections, which is really lovely. Now here you've got a plum and a kind of a ginger. So you've got the plum. This is going to sound strange. The plum is the colour of the lemons. You know what I mean. Cameraman Mike's giving me a funny look. It's taking him a minute to work that one out. They're plum coloured, but they're lemons. Yeah. Then you've got your birds in there as well. And you've got your green, but you've also got your teal. So these colours that all tie together. And what we've given you in terms of your plain for this one is your grass green. And there it is. So you can mix and match them through again. That is always how we think of these. When we put just one plain in and 2 of your Tildas, we want it to be so that it can be lined, it can be your lining fabric, it can be your contrast fabric, or it can just make these go further, whichever way around it is. And we'll always tell you what it is. So if you want to buy extra by the 1/2 meter, you can, because this is one of our core fabrics, so we'll always have that in stock. And that's $18.99, so we've got that there for you. Very lovely. Now, is it just this? Oh yeah, just this last one. Oh no, I love the orange we've put this in. I'm not normally a big orangey fan, but look at those two together. That I like. That I like a lot. So here you've got your pumpkin orange, which is just fab, and then you've got your lemon tree there. And the lemon, well, it's called lemonade, and that's in, well, it says it's in yellow, but it's ever so lovely, isn't it? Very, very pretty. I've made bags out of this sort of print with Tilda, and it's just gorgeous. And then you've also got your Bougie Flower with the dove background there. This one feels really retro, doesn't it? Ever so pretty. And again, if you're used to using Tilda, you might have quite a lot of this green coming through in a lot of her different designs. Beautiful. So again, that's $18.99, and that's 1.5 meters of fabric. Oh, now we've had an email. Who's this from? Let's have a look. This is from Marwin, and she's in Wales. She says, good morning to all. Love your programs. Bought the book last week. Can't stop sewing. Lots of love. My word, you really can't stop sewing. Look, all those Tilda goodies. Oh, there's Mr. Fox. We've got him on the show. Oh, and a quilt in there. Is that the cat or the fox? Oh, the cat's in the book, isn't it? And we've got the cat today, but that's the fox. Oh, yeah, no, he was from the last range, wasn't he? Oh, and you've got all of the big bottom bees. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Should we do the cat as we've mentioned the cat? Cat is hiding just there. There he is. He's just, you know, nestling amongst all the Tilda books. He's up in that book there, but if you don't have the book, or if you want to gift, or if you just want to have a go, this is how I started out with Tilda. Was I had the snail kit, and I made one of her snails. I was like, this fabric's really beautiful, and I went from there. In this kit, you get all the fabric that you need to make this little chap here. You do need to add your own stuffing, but look at these instructions. And the beauty of this is that then, once you've got the instructions, if you've got other Tilda fabrics, and I've seen this a lot on our Facebook page, a lot of you making out of your own, yeah, lots of you absolutely love making these. And then once you've got all the patterns, and I would just trace this onto some tracing paper or some, or if you're going to make this a lot, then trace these off onto a template. Because the thing with Tilda, it's slightly unusual. It's not like making a Joe Carter toy, is that you would draw around that on your fabric, 2 layers of fabric, and then you would sew that line, and then you cut it out afterwards because they're quite slim. So that's how you do the different way of working. But full instructions, and written ones as well. But don't panic like I did when I first got this. Like, oh my word, that must be the most complicated toy ever. No, it's in lots of different languages. So don't panic. Don't panic. These are your step-by-step instructions here. And then the fabric, so it's really, really detailed. So however you learn, be it written or whether you want it picture form, this is your fabric. It looks like you just get one sheet of fabric. You don't. No. Let me show you. So this is all coming in your cat fabric. So you've got your Bougie Flower and your dove, because that's half her body, his body, her body, whoever's body. Then you're getting some of your green lemonade. And you also get, oh look, you get a lot of this one as well. That is your flower field in blue. And then you get your Bougie Flower in blue as well. So you get all of the fabric so that you can patch. It's a patchwork, Pussycat. Now, I've got Charlotte says, Gracie, age 9, says, good morning. Well, good morning. Good morning to you too. Nice to have younger viewers as well. Yeah, why aren't you at school? Are you having a day off? You're not feeling too well. But good morning. Lovely to have your company either way. Another message? Hasn't come down, Producer Paul. Try it again. So let me just pop this away. And here is the Pussycat. Now, my first Tilda toy make like these was the monkey, and my son absolutely adored it. I think it's something to do with the narrowness of the limbs. It means they're very accessible for little hands. So, you know, you can do that. And also the tails, you can hang on to things. So we generally have a monkey hanging from door handles or whatever, but little hands can get them, can really get them. Let me just refresh my page, Producer Paul, see if it's coming through. Now, if you are, once you've got the pattern and you are maybe making some of the Tilda toys, then the Osnabrck works out an absolute treat for noses and things like that. In which case, here it is. Please do check out your baskets for this. Every time we bring it to air, it sells out. It's 110. Oh, 62 of you have bought it already this morning. Well done. Congratulations. Oh, Gracie's off to school in a bit. Oh, yeah, I guess it's only 8:25, isn't it? Yeah. Well done, Gracie. That's all right. That's all right. We were worried there that you weren't feeling very well, but that's okay. Do you do sewing at school, Gracie? Do they get you sewing already? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Now, your Osnabrck is here. Like I said, it's 110 centimetres, selvage for selvage. It's only £2.50 per half a metre of it. That's why so many of you go crazy for it. It's lovely for your bag making. It's lovely for backing your quilts in as well if you want that rustic feel. It does have that nice organic-y type of rusticy feel. We've got decent stocks, but it always sells out. Well, I mean, let's face it, if by 8:25, 62 of you have already bought this, that gives you a little idea as to how busy we are for this. Perfect for your toiles, things like that. It's just a lovely weight as well. I think that would make lovely sort of linen-y type trousers for the summer. It's got a nice weight to it. And it's not see-through. You know, I'm sure that you've all had that sort of white linen trouser situation where it's just a bit too see-through. But that has enough... Producer says, oh, I know I have. Well, you know, ladies are with me here. You see, this is the trouble, isn't it, with having a boy crew. They haven't necessarily suffered the white linen trouser underwear situation. It's a tricky one. But you see, if you were making your linen trousers out of this, you'd be fine. You'd be fine. And it's got a nice weight to it as well. Now, something else that we want to warn you about is our 50% off. Well, I say warn sounds like there's something dire, doesn't it? No, just in terms of if you've got it in your basket, please check out your basket. So this is your 50% off your Sewing Quarter range of branded sewing tools and accessories. Now, most popular has been here, the A1 cutting mat. This is a big one. We always advise get the largest cutting mat that you possibly can. And this is a great one. So this is the largest cutting mat that we do. It's down to $19.99. It's in our half price sale, self-healing cutting mat. And it's just one of those things. If you're cutting, especially if you're cutting selvage to selvage, you can cut it on here, and it really does. It's going to protect whatever table it is that you're working on, because I know a lot of you have to work on your sort of dining table, and it just gives you such a huge amount. So you've got 0 to 34 inches plus a squidge either side. It's a technical term. 0 to 22 inches there. So you've got that length and that width, which is great. You've also got all your angles as well. It's just one P&P as well. So, you know, to get that through the post for £2.95, this should have been nearly £40. It should have been £39.99, but now it's half price down to just £19.99 for a self-healing cutting mat. And it's a chunky chap. God, it's going to be heavy to post, actually. It's a big one, isn't it? Maybe it's for you. Maybe it's, maybe you've got grandkids or kids that are doing sort of A-level art or something like that. One of my cutting mats I've had since GCSE art. They last. If you look after them, store them flat. We had one lovely lady on our fan page who was saying that she'd put her new cutting mat by the radiator. She'd lent it up against the radiator. Never do that. Store it flat. Just keep it flat. And if you're running out of room, just slip it under the bed. Now, if we're sticking with cutting mats, a variety of sizes is always useful. Now, we've got two different A3 sizes. This is your green one. Again, you've got inches, you've got centimetres, it's self-healing, and you've got your angles on there. So this was $19.99, and in our half-price sale, amazingly, half price at $9.99. We've never done, until yesterday, we'd never done anything like this, had we? But there it is, apart from yesterday. Yeah, I know. Well, it launched yesterday, didn't it? So there you go. Make the most of it, because we're not someone that does this. We're not a channel that does this. But lots of you have bought this for presents. Actually, also, because that's the sort of size you can fit in a tray. So if you do sort of English paper piecing or anything like that, just on your lap of an evening, that will fit in a tray and protect the surface of your tray as well, which is always handy to do. Now we've also got a see-through one. Now because it's see-through, you will see some of the cut lines in there. Well, we've used this on air, but it's not. I can't tell you which side that's been cut on because it's a self-healing cutting mat. It will get those cuts, but it's healed. You see, that's the joy of it. So that even when you cut through it now, it still feels as smooth as the day it arrived on the channel. That's the joy of it. And that's why self-healing is so important, so that when you cut, you don't get stuck in any old grooves. They're in there, but they're all healed over. Perfect. So if it's the see-through one that you want, go for it. It's $10.99. Should have been $21.99. Now rulers. Some of our guests love these because of the bright colourways. Oh, was Jennifer using this yesterday? Yes. Joy was also another one that liked these ones because they're green and black, so they're going to stand out against your fabrics, even if you've got white or if you've got a bright fabric. It's going to show up one way or the other. So lots of you go for this one because it's, you know, really easy to see. And that's important, getting your measurements right, isn't it? So this was $7.99, so it was basically £8, down to just $3.99. So if you're just starting out and thinking, oh, you know, where do I start with my rulers? This is a great place to see if you like what you're doing. And then I've also got for you the larger one. This is going to be very, very popular. Now, this one here, because whenever we get asked what rulers should I start with, we say a little one and we also say a long one. And this one will cut your strips. So this was $13.99 and it's now down to just $6.99, which is an incredible price. Absolutely incredible. But the joy of this one is that when you fold your fabric, selvage to selvage, you can cut your 2.5-inch strips, 5-inch strips, whatever. You can cut that with this very easily, and that's why we always recommend when you start out quilting to have a big ruler. And it's just $6.99, which is a great, great price. Again, very, very clear there on all your measurements. Nice and bright, black and green there. When you get it home, I don't know if it looks like it at home, but at the moment it's kind of like a limey, bright green, a luminous green. So it's going to show up on all your different coloured fabrics. Just $6.99. But you do need to check out your baskets on these, please, because they have been so incredibly popular. So MDTW37, that's your code. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Right, come on, let's have a look at the rest of this Tilda, shall we? Now, are we going to look at these? These are our fat quarter bundles. I want to show you these because I also want to show you some of the things that we've made out of sort of fat quarter packs. And I want to show you this bag here because I absolutely love it. Now, this is out of the book. I've got the book. I'll show you the book in just a bit. But just imagine if you've got your fat quarters, or maybe you've bought some of your bundles. Look at this bag. I love it. I can fit half my life in there. It's beautiful. But this is the fabric that it's made from. So let's go red and ginger. Oh, it's this one here. Now in these, you are getting 5 fat quarters. So again, this has got your coral hummingbird in, your red bougie flower, your red flower field. You've also got your ginger lemonade. And then in this one, look at that. You're also going to get this as well. Sort of quite a geometric-y thing going on. But it's got, what it does is it blends your reds and your pinks all the way through. So this is great as a blender and a mixer. Really, really lovely. And you can see how that sits perfectly with all of these and it just works its way through. An absolute treat. So if you love these colorways, if this is your kind of colorway, then pop it in your basket. It's $23.99 and you get 5 Tilda fat quarters in there. Really rather lovely. Now, if you're not sure how big a fat quarter is, let me show you. So where we've been selling it by the ½ meter, a fat quarter is half of that amount. Okay, so it's basically a quarter of, if you were to have a metre of fabric, it's a quarter of that. There you go. So really useful. There are so many different books as well that you know deal with fat quarters. Fat quarter makes. We've got so many different fat quarter make books, but also Tilda's got lots of lovely books which I'll show you in a minute. So maybe you've just, I don't know, maybe you're inspired by the book first and then the fabric. I don't know which way around it is, but you know, maybe this is your first foray into the wonderful world of Tilda. You go, why do they keep getting so excited about Tilda? Because it's beautiful, it's lovely quality, and once you've got it in your stash, you can mix and match it through, an absolute treat. And that's, you know, you can't say that about all different designers. So this one, very, very lovely, very versatile to use. Feels gorgeous, very high quality cotton, and you can wash it as well. Beautiful. Which one don't you recognise? The yellow and white one. No, we've bought it to wear a couple of times, Fusible, because it's got the Hummingbird. You know, I said with the Hummingbird one, it was a lovely large print and it just felt so different depending on what background it had. Well, this is it with the dove background, and suddenly it feels incredibly romantic and pretty. It does look completely different when you think I've just shown you it in the coral and the blue background, and then you get it with the dove white background. And it's just incredibly pretty. But what we've got with that one is these. So this is your lemonade. And this is your lemon tree. I'll show you that one separately in just one moment, because that's kind of the fabric that the whole range is named after. It's really beautiful, isn't it? It's just incredibly, the colour intensity is beautiful, but it's also got that shabby chic feel. And I want to show you this. This is the lemon tree. So this is what the whole range is named after. And Tilda has this whimsical side, which is absolutely stunning. I'm going to start off with the camel in the tree. Yeah. A camel in a tree. We're going to try and get it nice and close on there. So you've got a camel in the tree wandering. You've got someone in a, producer says, what's weird about that? I don't know where you live. You've got a nice little hammock going on there. You've just got so much. There's an elephant up there. You've got a couple of people having tea up there. You've got someone reading books in sort of a crinoline over there. There's the tree itself. And this is one of those things, the more you look at it, the more you see. Have you not noticed that the tree is actually in some, so like a big Ming vase? And it's actually in there. And then you've got, there's a bear with a party hat on somewhere. There's like Mary Poppins. Oh, hang on. Mary Poppins there. There's all sorts. There's a ballerina there. There's someone on a swing, a chandelier. There's just a random chair there. There's all sorts going on. I love this fabric. Well, yeah, there's a witch as well. It's whimsical, it's dreamlike. There is somewhere, yeah, you see, this is it. The more you see, I've never seen these two little kids there either. So there's so much in here. And I absolutely love this fabric. It's just crazy in such a good way. Well, there's a little dog. I've never noticed a little dog. There, is that it? Oh, fine, no, I've never noticed, just above the girl on the swing. And well, there's Mary Poppins and a butterfly. Oh, that's not all you're getting. So, yeah, I've shown you the other four. It's just I get a bit carried away with this one because it's just so incredibly wonderful. And so there's an aspect of, if you have any of the kind of the circusy ones from her last range, it just follows on from there, builds and builds and builds. So these are the 5 fat quarters that you will get when you get this one, which is $23.99. You need to start checking out on that one. Just beautiful, just beautiful. There they are. Okay, so please check out on those, do not miss out. All right, let's tidy these up. Now the next one, which one is the next one? What would you like to call the next one? Oh, the plum and green, which is the most limited. Oh, we've got 6 of these. Gosh, that has been a busy one, hasn't it? Yes, 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 yes. It's almost like I folded, oh no, hang on. Ah, I hate folding fabric back up. I'm so bad at it. I'm trying to follow the fold lines, but they're not. Everyone's an expert, aren't they? Just follow the fold lines. Yes, I know. It's like folding up maps. I can't fold up maps either. Here we go. This is your plum. Well, that's why I do use the map on my phone, Producer Paul. Here we go. Look at this. You've got the ballerina again. A completely different look, but still absolutely beautiful. I've only got 6 left of these. So if you're after this one today, please do get that now, basically. So you've got your plum and you've got your green. And you can just see how beautifully they all work. You've got this lovely blender again. And that's going to work beautifully, pulling all these things together. And it also means because you've got that lovely teal, the green through to the teal, you can blend it throughout the whole shebang. Let me just show you actually very quickly. Things like this show how these all work together, how the whole collection works together. And you can just see how actually, yeah, you've got that, it mixes through, it pulls the colour through there, blends through, and it just, that's how you can just throw all those colours together, and it works. And that's the absolute joy of Tilda. Lovely. Now, the last one, we've got less than 10 of these as well, stay there. Okay, is the blue. I thought the blue was the most limited, but no. The blue is incredibly pretty though. Blue's generally the one that goes the quickest. Let me show you the blue. So we've got, oh yeah, you see now. Here's your lemon tree again in this one. And again, a completely different feel. It does, doesn't it? It's amazing by just changing the colours, how it changes. Gosh, 1/3 of the stock has just gone in your basket. Always incredibly popular. 5 fat quarters here. Are they sweeping? I don't know what they're doing. I love this fabric because every time I see something different, and I've looked at it a lot. Little bird. She's got a good reading pile there. So when you first go off to university and they give you your reading list, it's like, oh, I'm never going to get through all those. Look at your bear with a crown. Oh, hang on, there's someone just with a piano having a cheeky play. So again, that is how much you're getting. Look at that. Love it. Okay, so we've got someone playing the piano up here. And then again, because, can you see that? Someone playing the piano there. Have you never noticed that one? What's that? What's that one there? Different lady. And then if we can go down a little bit, I just want to show you here, suddenly the Ming vase. You know, there is someone swinging on it. No, I just spotted the 2 little kids earlier. But it is, and where's it? Hang on, there's your elephant. Where's the elephant gone? Right. So many of you have just popped that in your baskets. Please check out your baskets. It's really beautiful. We started with less than 10. I don't want anybody missing out, so please check out your baskets. Check out as many times as you like, but please do check out your baskets for that. So it depends which one you're after there. They are our fat quarters. Let's have a very quick look at buttons, because if you've got, I've only got 2 of these. Okay, is it even worth mentioning? Let's give you the code for it, ATGQ24. That's it. There we go. Right, now then, the book. The book that gives you all of the inspiration with these in, gives you the pattern for the cat, gives you the bag that I showed you, this enormous bag here. Gives you the pattern for this, all in this book. It's been such an incredibly popular book. This is her latest book. It's ever so stunning. It also gives you 3 complete quilt designs in here. Yeah, let's go overhead on this. Let's have a little look at this. Now, we made, on one of the shows, we made a portion of this. We made sort of a 1/6 of this quilt, which is with Victoria Peak. Here it is. There we go. So the book is under £10. You're getting 12 different designs in here. We did have the exclusive TV rights. I think that's gone now. I think other people can buy it now. And so you've got, look, you've got, that's the cushion that we've got there. That's your cushion. So it's full of such exquisite ideas. Really beautiful. Here's your cat. Now again, this is what I mean. If you've already got a Tilda stash, then this might be the way to buy your cat, because you'll get the patterns. The patterns are all in the back for these. We've had these little lemons made up as well. And look, the bowls. I love those bowls. And then you've got your whale quilt there. Now you see your Osnabrck would work perfectly, wouldn't it, on your whale quilt? That would work perfectly. But again, if you don't want to make the whole whale quilt, they also do kind of a draft excluder or bolster type cushion. Not bolster, you know, nice long thin cushion. And again, I think your Osnabrck would look beautiful with that. Have you checked out your basket for that? And then look, you've got your octopus. Now these are the stars. You know, we had that lovely email in with the beautiful pictures. These are the stars. This is the book that those have come from. These are your little Tilda mermaids. And then, oh yeah, this is the bag. This is the bag. Ba-ba, that's the bag. Really lovely. And then another quilt in here. So, and again, full instructions for the quilts, all in there. And then you've got all of your templates in the back. So an incredible value, this book, at just $9.99. This is, well, here's your tail of the cat. So you just photocopy those, cut them together. Diddle-a-da. So you've got all of your different templates in here. That's your star. That's your mermaid head. There's your tail going on there. Perfect. Really lovely. So lots of you going for that book. I don't blame you. The witchy book? Oh, I thought you said the art book. I was like, which is the art book? Now, here we go. This book is, I think it's $16.99. But my word, you want to have a look at this. This takes you through the seasons. So you've got, in here, you've got the fox, but there's something for every season in here. And it's so comprehensive. Again, lots and lots of different full quilt patterns and instructions. It's all in there. All of the details, all of those instructions. You've got the gorgeous dragonfly quilt in there as well. Not quilt, cushion. I do know the difference between a cushion and a quilt. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Try and get the glare off. There you go. And then you've got, I think you've got the bees. Love the bees. And more quilts. And I want to get, because I always focus on the beginning of this book, and then I run out of time, and there's all the Father Christmassy things at the back. But just, oh, we've got that one as well in our office, which is just gorgeous. And of course you can, oh, there's the elephant as well. Beautiful. The elephant's on a ball. They're having a ball. Look at this. I mean, if you want to practice your applique and things like that, just stunning. Oh, your squirrel and your rabbit as well. I made a squirrel the other evening. It was quite easy to do, actually. Really lovely. And again, your Osnabrck or your antique white going to work brilliantly with that. And then, you see, look how many different patterns and things you get in here. This is such a great value book. That's your fox. And again, all of the templates for this are at the back. And there's your pumpkins. Love the pumpkin quilt. And then you also get, look, you get the pumpkins. You could have that maybe as a door stopper or something like that if you wanted. And then, or just another way to show off your fabrics. Then we get into kind of the Christmas feel, the wintry feel. And towards the back. So as like I say, this takes you through the seasons. Here's your Father Christmas, and you've got all the instructions as to how to make your Tilda Father Christmas. Step-by-step instructions. It's all covered in this book. And then you get your stockings as well. So we sold these in kit form. But actually, if you get the book now, you can do it with whichever fabric you wish. And then all of your templates in the back. Lots of you love the fox out of this book. There's your patchwork for your rabbit and for your squirrel. And actually, here are all your template pieces for the quilts as well. And there's your fox's tail. So they're all different colour coded as well so that you can find them. You've got your pumpkin stalks there, different colours, different sizes. Gorgeous, gorgeous book. And that's $16.99, but so full of different ideas. It's fabulous. We've got some lovely emails. Look at these. So Roz and Rachel have been busy. Hey, look, there you go. You see, look at it in the different colourways. Beautiful. That's, oh, has it got a bow tie? Oh, look, Rachel's has got a little bow tie. Fabulous. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing. Now, we've got a couple of other books to show you as well. Summer ideas. We will get summer, I promise. Well, I can't really promise that, but you know, it might happen. Now, here we go. This is your summer, Tilda summer ideas. There you go. If you haven't seen that, there it is. With radishes. Nothing says summer like a radish. $6.99, is that all? Maybe this is your starting point. Maybe you grab yourself half a metre of your Osnabrck and then you can make these ladies. Look at them, ever so lovely, the ladies. I like the lady radish bunting there. Again, not a sentence that you would normally say in any normal job. The lady and radish bunting. But there it is. So again, if you love your Tilda toys, or if you just want to make something a little bit quirky and a little bit fun, or something just a little bit pretty and very girly, look at that bag, isn't that beautiful? Maybe you've got some Tilda fabric that you just need an excuse to use up. Then here we go. Oh, this has got the horses in it. If you've got someone that is, was it a unicorn? That's their ear, Director Tim. They do have, horses do need ears. Oh, look at the bolster, beautiful. And you've got your hearts. And then also in this one, don't know if it's right at the back. Is it right at the back? Yeah, if you're a paper crafter as well, you've got a few little tags and things for you to cut out and use as well, which is really rather lovely. And that's just $6.99, which is superb value for money. Right, let's have a look. Last book. Here it is. Oh, this is beautiful. This is your Tilda's Seaside Ideas. We've got these whales. We're having a big tidy up in the studio. I mean, my word, you should see. We're being ruthless. But we've got these beautiful whales, and I think they're going to look stunning in anyone's bathroom. So your Seaside Ideas, again, lots of stuff. This is, oh, I just want to go and live in this house. It's just beautiful. You've got, I don't think the dog is included, but you've got some beautiful quilts in there, lovely ideas, stunning makes, and just the photography is beautiful. And then you've got in here as well, you've got sort of florally things in there as well. You've got your patterns all at the back. There's your patterns for your quilts. And there's your whales. I just want to get it for the whales. $7.99, I'd get that just so I can make the whales, to be honest. Now, if you're after Tilda fabric, we had some bundles. Let's very quickly recap these. So maybe you've seen an item and then you're like, yes, but I really want it in this green. Then here it is. This is 1.5 meters of fabric in total, half a metre each, $18.99. QSXC60 is your code there. You do need to start checking out on these things though, please, because otherwise they will be gone and then you'll be sad, and I don't like that. Next one up. Oh, this is the pretty one. So this is red and coral. So you've got the coral background there with the hummingbird, and then you've got the red and the pink. A lovely mixture there for $18.99, which is very, very pretty. Then you've got the blue. Always popular is that blue. Lovely. So if you want 1/2 meter of each of those blues, and then we've picked out that vintage pink, which is what's pulled through it. That blue looks really bright in the middle, but you've seen. It's very lovely. Yellow next. Whee! And you've got your pumpkin yellow, which is your plain, and then you've got 1/2 meter of each of those Tilda. So a full meter of Tilda in there, and 1/2 meter of your pumpkin, and off you go. That might be the colour that you absolutely love. All personal choice. And then the last one is the ginger and the blue. So you've got your ginger lemonade, which is the central one, and then you've got your hummingbird, which has been one of the most popular ones, the blue by the 1/2 meter. And we've put that with a vintage blue. So that picks up the colour of the leaves and the lemons in the lemon tree bit there. Now, Osnabrck, I think you've seen, I'm looking through the books, how the Osnabrck fits in an absolute treat. So if you're after your Osnabrck, it's 110 centimetres, salvage to salvage. It's natural fibres in there, ever so lovely. This is a natural seeded fabric. And that's your cotton Osnabrck. So you can see it's got that real rusticy feel. So many of you need to check out. At about it's only 1 P&P, but by about 25 past the hour, over 60 of you had already bought this. So incredibly popular. Some of you have bought like 5 meters, 4 meters. It's all cut off in a oneer. So if you've bought 4 meters, that will be cut as a 4 meter length. You just need to put 8 in your quantity if you wanted, say, 4 meters. So it's by the ½ meter, however much you want, you pop that in your basket. Fabulous, fabulous. Something else, producer Paul? Oh, 50% off our cutting tools and accessories. This is while stocks last. So please do check out your baskets. If you've got any of these in your basket, check out as many times as you like. Don't miss out. This under here, woohoo, is your A1 cutting mat. It's the biggest cutting mat that we do. We would always advise for you to use the biggest cutting mat that you can. It's the one that we generally use on our shows. Having this large size is generally the one that we use, and now it's half price for you. Was $39.99 down to $19.99, which is an incredible saving. We don't do that very often here. If you are new to us, please remember to check out. It's only secured when you check out your baskets. What would you like to look at next, producer Paul? The big ruler next is also incredibly popular. Anybody that starts quilting, we always say one of the first rulers you should buy should be a nice long one so that you can cut your strips salvage to salvage in one go with it folded in half. So this was $13.99 down to just $6.99. Fabulous, fabulous value. And we also recommend that you get yourself a little ruler as well. And this is down to just $3.99 for a 6.5 inch ruler. And that 6.5 inch square, just $3.99. Cracking value there. Nice and bright so you can see. Perfect. Now, Deborah Simms is coming up after the break. We have got a brand new pattern for you. Is it the dressmaking or is it the, which is it? Oh, it's the bag. Beautiful. So a brand new pattern for all your cosmetic-y bag needs. But I think you're going to like it, and that PVC sewable fabric is back in stock.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So, be sure not to miss out on Joe's Pink Piglet on Friday, the 27th of April at 9 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Sewing Quarter is the UK's first TV channel dedicated to sewing and quilting. On air and behind the scenes, our team of top industry experts work hard to bring you tons of exciting projects. Whether you're into dressmaking, bag making, piecing, patchworking or quilting, you'll learn something new every day from our talented guest designers and fabulous presenters. Our online shop is packed with tools, haberdashery essentials and fabulous fabrics, from simple solids to designer gems. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee and single daily postage charge, you can shop with confidence. So tune in daily on Freeview 78, Sky Channel 678 and shop online at sewingquarter.com. On Wednesday, the 25th of April, we're sending you Hexy Kisses as Lucy Brennan will be creating the prettiest Hexy quilt by Jen Kingwell. This sweet quilt is created out of diamond and hexagonal shapes coming together to give the illusion of delicate cross kisses. The quilt contrasts dotty fabric with a selection of floral and stylish patterns, perfect for adding a subtle splash of colour to your room. So join us on Wednesday the 25th of April at 9 AM, where Lucy will be demonstrating the Hexy Kisses quilt, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
Hello, welcome back. Now, I promised you a brand new pattern. Here it is. Now, this is the bag. And the clever thing about this, I don't know about you, I've got a lot of toiletries, not going to lie. And whenever I go, they need to go with me. Now, you can secure it however you wish, whether it be Velcro poppers. I've got poppers for you next hour. But look at this. Ta-da! Fab. This is back in stock. Our PVC, sewable PVC is back in stock. So you can put everything in, you can see what you've got, what you need. There it is. So that's the bag, and now you need the pattern. This is the pattern. Brand new today. And what I love about it is you've got lots of different options as to the size that you want to make. You don't have to use the PVC if you don't want to. What we've done is, with our bundles, we've given you enough fabric so that if you don't want to use the PVC, you can make these without. Here are your different options. So different sizes, different styles, different makes, all in this pattern. So for £8.99 to get all of these different patterns, and then we've brought in Deborah Simms to give us the lowdown on how to make it. Yes. So that's your pattern, that's your design. It's really handy, isn't it? I hate rummaging around in my bag to try and find something. I know it's in there somewhere. You can see it if you use your plastic. So this is what we're going to make today. Various different colour options for you. And then we've also got in here, this is your option. So with each of the bundles, you can make this without the plastic. We've given you enough fabric, but if you do want to add in the plastic, then we've got this by the ½ metre, and you only need a ½ metre for that. We've got a bundle of all three. ½ metre of each. We've got the glittery ones back as well. I still don't know how you can manage to sew through plastic and it be great, but it does, works. I guess they've been, so ½ metre of that, ½ metre of your glittery. Yeah, everybody loves a glittery one. And then you're, oh, I like that one. It's like Aurora Borealis, isn't it, with all your colours. Beautiful. So you can get ½ metre of each of those, all bundled together for just £9.49. That's cracking value. We haven't had this for ages. It sold out, didn't it? Just like that. It was when we did the stationery covers and things, wasn't it? It was lovely. Beautiful. Oh, it was February. I know, yeah, because I made a pencil case out of it and took it for my exams. It's obviously my lucky pencil case, wasn't it? Yes, February. So please do check out, because this whoosh, goes just like that. So £9.49, you're getting ½ metre of each, because so many of you wanted just, you know, the different colours. If you want it by the ½ metre, maybe you've got a favourite, then let's do that now. Let's go crazy. Let's just do that now for you. So which one would you like to start with? Just the plain to start? Plain to start. So, you know, maybe you're doing something for the gents. then maybe plain is the way to go. Maybe they don't appreciate the glitter. It's just £2.99 per half a metre. Fabulous value for money. There it is. And you do get half a metre of that. Now maybe you want, whee, the glittery ones. I'm going to unravel this because I want you to see, whee. This has got the darker colours in. I think this is the rainbow one. Yeah. So if I put that up against the... So if you double up, you get more of an effect. But I just wanted to show you all those different colours coming through in there. So £3.49 per half a metre. I stand no chance of folding that up again. Then your clear silver glitter, oh, I really need to work on that, don't I? Is here. Love this. Look at this. Now this is the most limited, but my word, look at the beautiful colours you've got coming through there. Isn't that pretty? There you go. So that's your, and then you see the other side, it's sort of a silvery. It's beautiful either way, isn't it? So that's £3.49, but you're going to have to check out on these because, like we say, we haven't had these since February, and my word, they really went. So you've been asking for them, we've brought them back. Yeah, just happy days, they are back. There you go. Now, fabric bundles. If you want to make one of these, actually you'll have enough to make more than one because there's lots of different sizes. You can, I just need to stress that we've got enough fabric in this bundle because there's 4 meters of fabric in this bundle that you don't need the PVC. If you add that in, you're going to be obviously able to make far more. But we've put enough in so that you can do that. So the first fabric bundle is the Valentino. Now these fabrics are designed by Philip Jacob. Now, if you're thinking, where do I know that name? Where do I know that name? He generally, you will find some of his designs in your facet bundles. So he works with him, that's where you know the name from. Half a metre of the bamboo, half a metre of this one, and then a metre, and then 1.5 meters of your damson. And that's what the one that Deb's has been made in. Now, the one that she's going to demo is new Joel Dewberry. This is his latest range. Love this one. So 0.5 metre here. Then you're going to get 1 metre of this one. God, Debs wants new curtains out of this. She's already eyeing it up. I can see you. I can see you. We'll be frisking you on the way out. 1 metre of the aqua. And 1.5 meters of your mint there. So a whopping 4 meters of fabric. So you are going to have so much left over here. Right, next up. Oh, it's lemon and grey. I like lemon and grey. So this is our daffodils, yes. Nice and spring-like. 0.5 meter here of your yellow. Now, I want to say... yeah, this is 1 meter of this one with your grey spot. 1 meter of this yellow with your little tiny, tiny prints in there. And then 1.5 meters of your grey. That's your glacier grey. $34.49 there. Now our last option. Oh, look at this. This is fab. Just perfect. So sail away there, 0.5 meter of your sail away, I think. There's your vanilla linear. And then you've got your red. And then you've got that blue, which matches perfectly with your ships. And you've got a whopping great big 4 meters of fabric, $34.99. I think it's just brilliant. I'm going to take the bag. I'm going to take the pattern. I'm going to go and say hello to Debs. Hello.
Hello.
Very lovely to have you back. How are you doing?
Nice to be here. Yeah, great, thank you. Doing very well.
Did you come down this morning or last night?
Last night.
So actually, you need one of these in your life.
I need one of those in my life, yeah. Because I have to have a bag that has everything in it so I can just chuck it in the suit, because I do pack like 30 minutes before I leave.
Yeah, no,
every time.
Standard.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You know, those people who go on holiday and they start packing 3 weeks before, but I'm literally wearing those clothes that day.
Yeah.
So I have
to
wash them, dry them, and get them in the suitcase all in one go. So that's the perfect thing.
And also, what I really like about this is, look, you've got a big bottom.
You've got
Not
a big bottom.
you personally.
Well, I didn't like to say, but
that would be rude. And I'd get a slap. But you do. So it's roomy.
It's roomy, yes. It's very good. And
a boxed bottom.
Because it kind of does this. So you fit the bottom head of your shampoo at the bottom, and then it tapers up to the top where it's flatter.
And obviously, if you're using your PVC, then if it leaks, doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy days.
Perfect.
You can hang it up on the back of the door, and then you can see everything. Space saving.
Very
like
nice.
That. Because when you go on holiday, invariably you end up having to share the bathroom, don't you? So you know, there's not always a lot of space in your holiday villa bathroom. Look at this, fab. Yeah. 2 zips.
Yeah.
That's going to be all right, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Loads of space.
I love the fact you've got lots of different colours in all different kind of places.
Yeah, and they all work very well together, don't they? Yeah. I like this one brings it all together, I think. The darker plum and the...
But then you've got your
stripy bit.
Yeah.
It's very nice, isn't it?
It is very nice. I do like, and then if you flip it over, obviously, a bit of quilting going on there.
A little bit, yes.
Nice. Then pull it all together. Ding. And off you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorted.
Where do we start?
We're going to look at the zips and the plastic pocket bit, because that's the hard bit, really. If you grab the iron mat for me. Move that up.
Straight in with an iron.
Straight in with the iron.
Hey, don't mess around.
No, not at all. No. Right, so you can see on the pattern pieces here, you've got seam allowances marked on.
Oh, nice. 1/4 inch seam allowance.
1/4 inch seam allowance, because the seam allowances do change depending on which piece you're using. So make sure you keep an eye on.
So it's not one seam allowance throughout the whole thing?
No, because a lot of the times with this one, what we're going to do is pre-fold certain sections of the fabric, so that when we do the other, so I'm going to pre-fold that, and then when we do the zip part and we'll attach it to the PVC, we're going to do the other side, and you can fold over,
so
and you can do a top stitch, no raw edges.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just a case of making sure you keep an eye on those seam allowances and this pattern, because they do change.
Now, if you've got something like your Seams Right tool, this is a great time to get that out and make sure that your 1/4 inch is a true 1/4 inch.
Yes, definitely. Because, I mean, if you're only going to use this once, then you could stitch right through the tissue paper.
Oh yeah, you could.
And then, but then you lose the tissue paper forever.
But we're not going to use it just once, are we? Because
no, we're going to use it many times. Yes. Lots
of tempting different ways to make this.
Great presents as well. I like making little bags for people for presents, because they're very useful, and it's hard to make like clothes, because you have to go measure people and things.
And that gives the game away, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
You know. When you give them a hug and...
What is your waist measurement? Just out of interest.
They're quite trim. Have you lost weight? What is that waist down to now?
Specifically to the 1/8 of an inch, please.
And your bust. That's when you get the slap, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue to get a hold of.
So luckily, a bag is a safer option.
Yeah.
And is used.
Yeah. Well, what's quite nice about one of these as well is that I was thinking about, you could put all your crafty things in.
Oh, you could.
You know, for...
Yes, of course.
Because I always bring a bunch of tools with me just in case. I overpack, if I'm honest, but I do like to have everything with me.
I'm an overfiller.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, I need to tell you that if everybody checks out their baskets, half the stock of the pattern has gone already. It's brand new today, incredibly useful. Lots of different sizes and shapes as well. Let me just show you. I've lost Deborah. She's wandered off.
Here.
She'll come back
any
second now.
Hello.
It's optional.
It is, yeah. I mean, wander in, wander off.
You've got lots of different options along here as to the sizes. And if I show you on the front, actually, that looks like an evening bag.
Let me see.
That one. They've
put
like a swanky sort of handly thing on.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So lots of different options just for £8.99. So if you broke that down as to price per pattern, not very much.
Not very much at all.
Very technical.
So,
£1.
Couple of quid.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next, we've pre-done our seam allowance.
Right, yep.
Now we're going to fold it in half.
Okay.
To give us that edge.
So we don't do the seam allowance on both sides? We don't iron the seam allowance?
No, because the next thing we're going to do is stitch that open side to the PVC. So that'll give us that seam allowance then.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So we're going to fold this over in half. And you won't be stitching that down just yet, but it's a lot easier to do this now than it is to do it when you're right up against the PVC, because you'll melt it.
Yeah,
don't melt your iron.
No, because otherwise we'll have to bring you some iron cleaner, which we have next hour, just in case you do.
Ta-da, that was well timed.
Well, you know, it was my show picks next hour.
Nice, yeah.
So things that I generally do are bung up my iron.
Ruin irons, that's
So
a bit of an issue in my home.
Yeah.
I do ruin irons. Because all the things, interfacing and PVC and...
They all need a good iron.
Yeah. Right, so...
Now, this PVC...
Yes.
The best way to get it flat, if you want to get rid of the fold lines, hairdryer.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice tip.
Like not right up close.
No.
It's not like when you're at school. Did you ever do the shrink plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it like that.
Don't do that.
Just on a cool setting.
Like that. And does it naturally do it, or do you cool setting and press?
Oh, I don't know, have a little play.
Oh, okay.
But that would
We'll
be...
have a look.
But so don't iron it.
Okay.
Because, you know, you melt it.
So, a couple of things with this, as I think we've covered before, but you don't want to be putting any holes in it.
Okay.
So, you've got two options. You can get some, if you do quilting already, you can get some of the...
Wonder
clips.
Yes.
For the edges.
Have we got those for you today?
No, I don't have any because I use pins because I don't do quilting. So, I just put them in the seam allowance.
Oh, okay.
So, make sure, and it is a narrow seam allowance, you've got to put it right up at the edge of the fabric there.
So you won't see...
So you won't see any of those holes because they'll be in the seam.
Okay.
Like that. So we'll pop that in.
Did you ever work with PVC in terms of clothing? Because I know you obviously were off to B. That's coming back.
Which is coming up, so excited.
Very excited.
Very excited. So the closest I got was probably leather jacket. And that was...
was it faux leather?
No, it was real leather,
Was it?
but it was very kind of. It was. I got a really thin one.
Right.
Probably a mistake. It was the thing that kicked me out of the programme. But I'm much better now, honestly.
No, I couldn't.
But it
couldn't even begin to make that.
It was an absolute nightmare, to be honest, because my zipper foot wouldn't slide on the fabric and it just kept sticking. So you know how you're using the PVC and it sticks? It stuck, so I couldn't use a zipper foot. So I had to just have my foot resting on the zip.
Oh no.
And then kind of jiggle it along. So it was an absolute mess.
The Teflon foot, or
a Teflon zipper foot?
I don't know.
Don't know if they even do that.
Someone out there will know.
Apparently, you can put Scotch tape on the bottom of your foot.
Yes, that's the other thing to do.
So actually, maybe that would have worked.
Now, when we're working with this, is this going to have the same sort of effect?
Yes.
Okay, so how do we get around that?
So I've got a Teflon foot with me today, which I know we're looking into getting.
Yeah.
But we can also use a walking foot.
Okay.
Or if you've got some very thin tissue paper, put some tissue paper over the plastic.
Yes.
Because the fabric's going to be sat... Make sure your fabric side is sat on the teeth.
Yes.
At the bottom. Underneath. And put your tissue paper on top. Stitch through the tissue paper and you can rip it away.
Yeah.
You can buy it, can't stitch and tear?
Yes.
I think, yeah. So you use that.
Or, just tissue paper as well. But because then the stitch acts as a perforation, so it just tears straight out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's much easier. So, swap out my foot. Could you just hold that there a second for me?
Yep.
Thank you.
I will be your stunt double.
Thank you. So this is my Teflon foot, and it looks exactly the same. I'll put it there. Oh, there. It looks exactly the same. It's just white, and the back's that side.
So we're looking into getting these
It's very non-stick.
Yeah.
And it's really good. So yeah, we are looking at that. Something I was working with the guy behind here today that he didn't realise was that there is a foot on the back of here to release your foot as well. And he'd been trying to wiggle them off.
Oh, no, just
so
press
you can just press the little button. But
yeah,
I thought it was worth mentioning in case anyone else was trying to do the same thing.
Yes.
Because it's these little things that you don't actually realise your machine can do, isn't it?
Yeah, or that people are struggling with.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I don't understand how to swap that. Right, so hold that in place because I've had to take my pin out because I'm going to stitch that bit. Pop it up to the edge of the fabric. There. Take my shoe off because I always take my shoe off. Get laughed at.
So when you start limping across the studio,
obviously. There we go.
And then just a straight stitch.
Straight stitch. Forward. Now, I wouldn't recommend going backwards and forwards too many times.
Okay.
If you can avoid it at all, I would do, because each time you work with the plastic, you put a hole in the fabric in it.
Yes.
And the more holes it has in it, the weaker it becomes, because it is just plastic basically.
Yeah.
So if you can, just go straight across it, because that seam's going to get enclosed anyway.
Well, it is. It's going to be in the binding.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. So you don't need it to hold very strongly.
Even being the overfillers that we are.
Oh, smooth, good. It does needs to be a little bit longer. The machine does struggle slightly with it, only because it's thicker. You need a thicker, make sure you've got a thicker needle.
Okay.
It's a slightly different texture, and it will make a different noise.
Don't panic.
do tester ones. Make sure you do tester ones with fabric and the PVC as well.
Okay.
Because that's what you really want to know. And when you start, just make sure you double check once you've started. You can see that white there. It's quite light, that you're not getting that big loop in.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because this isn't one you can sort of go back and stitch through. Janet in London says, lovely to see Deborah. Lovely, clear instructions. Natasha, you are a good wingman for her too. Hey, look, Janet, that's what I say to all my guests. I am your wingman. If anything goes wrong, don't worry.
You're in.
Wingman, wingwoman, whatever. Wing person.
Wing person. Fabulous. Right, so we've got it attached there.
Yes, fabulous.
So next job is we're going to push this up. And as it says in the pattern, we just finger press that.
Yeah, don't put your iron on the plastic.
Don't put the iron on the plastic. So you just push against that seam. Make sure you're pulling it right up so you can't see it, and then just push along there. Nice. Like so. Now then, what we do next is, see this crease line that's kind of fallen out a little bit, pre-ironed in? We use that to fold it right over the top. Like so, you see? And that encloses the whole of that back edge as well. So we'll just pin that in place. Make sure you do it on the fabric.
Clips, use your clips. Yeah. Clips are better. But
clips are a good option, definitely.
But again, pinning within that seam allowance.
Yeah, make sure you don't go over the top. And actually, I think if you do make a hole in it, it isn't the end of the world. Heat it up a little bit. Maybe with your hairdryer, and just kind of push it down a little bit, because it's that pierced point that's sticking up that looks. There'll still be a hole in it, but you won't be able to see it as bad. If you're halfway through and you don't want to take it all out again.
It's knowing, isn't it? I think a lot of us get nervous about working with a different type of fabric, and certainly I've never worked with a PVC.
Yeah, I think something to be said in sewing as well, of just be kind to yourself in general. If you've made a mistake, it's not the end of the world. No one else is going to know it's there.
No,
just you know, take that time and think it's not the end of the world if it goes wrong. You know.
So remember, if you don't have a Teflon foot, you can still do this. Just pop some tissue paper over the top, and you know, just save it from a bit of packaging or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you can use that. And because tissue paper is so fine, you're going to be able to see through
to your work as well.
Anyway,
because that's what's really important next. Is what we're going to do is we're going to do a top stitch right along the edge here on the fabric side.
Okay.
To hold that down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to see it if you can.
But actually, you're half on fabric both sides there, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you might be okay. Your machine might just go, that's all right.
I think it's because it's on the fabric side on one side, that bit's fine.
Yeah.
If you've got a sticky foot on this bit, it can kind of twist because it's...
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, definitely. She says going fast.
Well, you know, this is the thing, isn't it? We've only got an hour.
Yeah. We want to show you something.
As much as we can.
As much as we can, rather than a...
But at home, if you're making this, take your time.
Definitely. And you'll find that because you've got fabric on the top layer and plastic on the bottom layer, wherever you've pinched it with your pin or pinched it with your binding clips, the fabric will start to shift slightly because it will have more stretch to it than the PVC. So what happens, as you're stitching it, it will start to bag slightly and look like there's an extra between your pins. So leave your foot in, lift your foot up, and then adjust it. And if you need to take your pins out, fine, not a problem at all.
Don't worry about it.
Start again.
You see, I think it's good that you tell us this, because otherwise, when you come to do this at home, I don't want anybody worrying and going, oh my goodness, you know, I didn't know.
It doesn't look like what that person.
Yeah, you know,
exactly.
The expert made it look so effortless.
Yeah.
But if we tell you the things, then that helps you, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you can see now that's nice and smooth. But if you look very closely at the fabric, I'm not sure you'll be able to see it really. But I can see on this grain line that it starts like this, because that's where the grain line's gone. And then as we go along, as we go along, it starts to twist slightly, and you can see that.
You can see
I
that.
can only see, only I can see that. You can see it's straight up there,
like by
and
a
it
gnat's
starts
whisker.
tiny fraction. But if you've not done this before, it will be a little bit more, and you'll have a little bit of a twist to it.
Okay.
But you can press it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
First bit done.
Now, most popular bundle so far is the Valentino, is that what we're calling it? Yeah, Valentino fabric bundle. You know when you get halfway through a word and think, was that actually the right word?
Is that the right
Yes,
word?
the Valentino bundle. There it is. Now, do check out your basket. You are getting a whopping 4 meters of fabric in here. What we've done is we've given you enough fabric so that if you don't want to use the PVC, you don't have to. You have enough fabric to do that with lots left over. So don't worry, you do have enough in there, which is why there's 4 meters of fabric. So many new buyers for this as well this morning, so welcome. Remember, you can check out as many times as you like, and it's just one P&P of just $2.95 per day. We like that per day. Yeah.
I need my pieces.
Yeah, it's just funny because you're hobbling along with one shoe on, one shoe off.
Going up and down like a troll.
Yeah,
right, so.
You said that, not me.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm very happy to speak of myself in that way. So the next thing we want to do is give that 3D effect to your pocket.
Oh, so we're going to make that bottom piece nice and
So they've already cut these squares out of the edge. Can't really see that, there it is. Cut that out like that, so you've got a square, and all you're going to do is just bring those sides together. There's no right or wrong side, is there, with this? So
no,
you just
as long as you do both sides the same. Because if you have one the other way, it won't work so well. Okay. So do one side there, and then when it's finished, that's when we'll have a wrong side and a right side. Although it's with this stitched on. Yeah, actually, you're right. You want that on the inside, don't you? So we'll do it this way. Oh yeah, I had it right. There you go. Because if you see on this one, this will just show you what we've been talking about. So the line that you've top stitched we've got a top stitch
that you can see, and then on that side, there should be a line of stitches that you don't want to see that you'll put on the inside. Okay. Okay, so that means we want it that way. You bring the two sides together, like that, and then we are just going to do 2/8 of an inch all the way down. Okay, and again, that seam allowance, you've got varying seam allowances within this pattern, so do check them out. But just look how clear these patterns are. Should we go this? Let's have a little look overhead. So very, very clear for you, step by step. Over half the stock has gone, so please do check out. It's just a really handy thing to have, isn't it? And then you've got all of your written, and I like the fact they always give you a key as to what bit of the fabric it's referring to in the pictures. Ta-da! Is that around the right way? Yes, please, thank you. So the other thing I wanted to say about this, if you do a dart in clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and you get to the triangle corner, and you leave your long ends and you tie them. Yes. Because we don't want to go backwards and forwards, do the same thing.
Oh,
so
okay,
tie your threads together rather than going backwards and forwards on it. So I'll just finish this seam and then we'll do that then.
Excellent. And actually, you've got nothing on the bottom of that machine there, and it's gone through fine, hasn't it?
Yeah,
brilliant.
Absolutely fine. So, if we can get to this one.
It's always that one that gets caught, isn't it?
So, I've gone a bit far on this, actually. See what happens when you do it on TV. Because what we're going to do is, if you look on the bag, it will sit. On the blue, maybe you'll be able to see it better. It's going to sit like this. So you want that seam to be able to spread. Can't really see it very well, but it sits and there's a little gap in that corner. And so that's how you make it sit up. Right. So it does need to be, you need to leave 4/8 of an inch seam allowance at the bottom.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to tie those together and I'm going to go and show some fabric.
Lovely.
Come and have a look over here at our bundles. Now, fabric and PVC. So if you'd like the bundle, and this is incredibly popular this hour, we haven't seen this since February and it's sold out so fast. Lots of you missed out. So we've put together in this bundle a 1/2 metre of each of our different PVCs. Half the stock has gone, please check out. So this is your clear, your everyday clear. This is the one that we've been working with. So you get a 1/2 metre of that. You get a 1/2 metre here of your rainbow. And again, obviously that's folded, so you're getting more of a glittery effect. But if I just bring that down, you can see some beautiful glitters there. And then you're also getting 1/2 metre of the pretty silvery one. But that does also have all the colours in. I don't know if you can see that. It's, yeah, there you go. There's your rainbow. Lovely. So if you want a 1/2 metre of each of those, then it's coming in today at under £10, just £9.49. I think it's quite tricky to find. Proper sewable PVC. Yeah, nice. Now, by the 1/2 metre, you can also get them. So if you have a favourite, or if you know you're going to use more of one than others, then this is your clear. Now, this is just £2.99 per 1/2 metre. Now, half the stock has gone. This is the one we've been working with this morning. Half the stock has gone. Please check out your baskets. Someone's bought 5 metres. I was going to say maybe they're making an outfit out of it and then realised that just, oh, a raincoat maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like a poncho-y type affair. Now, this is the rainbow one. Very pretty rainbow glitter in there. Beautiful. So if you're after that, that's £3.49 per 1/2 metre. And again, you can get as much of that. That will be cut in a continuous length. When it's by the 1/2 metre, it will be. And then the last one is the silver one, which I think is my favourite. I think it's so pretty. It's ever so pretty. And let me just show you that. Can you see in there? You can get an idea that you've got all the colours in there. Ever so pretty. Now, they are your different PVC options. Now, let's have a look at these different fabric bundles, shall we? Right. So, this is the one that Deborah used, which is incredibly popular, designed by Philip Jacobs. These two fabrics, your bamboo and your Valentino. And then you've got a metre and a metre and a half. So this is 4 metres in total. There's a huge amount in these bundles, £38.49. You're going to be able to make lots. And that's the thing, you could have a whole matching range, which would be very expensive to buy in the shops. Now, this is the one that we're using at the moment. We'll get on to using these pattern fabrics in just one moment. This is Joel Dewberry's latest collection. So you get a 1/2 metre there, a metre, beautiful there, a metre again of your aqua, and then of your mint, a metre and a half. You do need to start checking out on this one. This one's been incredibly popular, and with good reason. It's gorgeous. Now, let's have a look at the lemon and grey. 1/2 metre of your daffodil. Well, yeah, it's a 1/2 metre of your yellow within there. And then you're getting a metre of your grey spot, a metre of your bijou yellow, and then a metre and a half of your glacier grey. Here's the bundle all together. And then, last option, and this is going to be fab, is here. Your sailboats, sail away. So there you've got your sail away fabric there. You've got your vanilla linear. You've got your red, and then you've got your lovely blue there for £34.99. Most limited on this one now. So if you want to grab this, check out your basket. Make sure you've got it. Deborah, what are we doing next?
Okay, so I wanted to show you this bit. So you can see how
it's already got shape. Look at that.
We've got our shape already, which is great because we've got the back and forwards. But what we need to do next is then bring it so that these raw edges are on the inside and not on the outside. So what you want to do is fold it.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. And then pop it through like
Okay.
that. Just make that point nice and sharp, and then press that down with your fingers.
Nice.
Like so. So we do the same thing on the other side. Press it down
push in towards the bag, right?
Yeah. Pop it through. Make sure that's a nice point, like that, and then just kind of tease that into the right place, like that.
And already you can see how much you can fit in there.
Yeah, you've already got a big shape there.
Yay!
So, and it
We've
is
got about 20
staticky.
minutes left.
So you got your threads. So, what I'll try and cover then is your zip.
Okay.
So what we've got to do is, this zip is obviously bigger than the pieces that we're going to be using. Yeah?
And that's okay.
Which is absolutely fine. We're just going to make it so that smaller, and we're also going to, what we're going to do first is stitch this end closed.
Okay.
Yeah, with a couple of hand stitches, because that just means that when you open it, it naturally wants to open like this. If you've already shut it, and then you stitch it in, it'll make your work a lot easier later in.
Okay. It's these little top tips, isn't it? And do you sew it? Do you zip it up before you sew it together?
Yes.
So that it's nice and close. Oh, let me give you zip options. The one that was that just up on the screen? That okay, lovely. That was fawn. If you want a white zip, then this is 36 centimeters or 14 inches. Zips are one of those things. We didn't include it because, as you said, Deborah, I think it was you said, lots of people have lots of zips. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't, or if you just like the look at like this red chunky one, love this. This is going to go with your sailboats, isn't it? Nice.
If you're like me and you buy assortments of things all the time, these are the ones that are in the bottom of the assortment where you're like,
what do I use
what
it
do I
for?
do with that giant chunky
This
zip?
one.
But it's perfect for this.
And then we've got navy as well. So this is one that, did you use that? Oh yeah, you used that in the Valentino one. Looks nice. And that's £5.49. It's a super chunky one.
Okay.
Right.
So what I've done is, I've left a little gap, because what you'll find is when you zip it up, it stretches out because that zip is really big.
Yes.
So you do have to leave a little gap at that top section. And then I've just done like a whip stitch basically over and over to hold it in place. What will happen when you make the bag is it'll go into the seam allowance. So that will
So you
create.
won't even notice it.
No, exactly. So that'll create a nice solid edge for you. Make sure you use a nice thick needle because it is strong fabric and it's more difficult to get into.
Okay.
There we go. So you do your 3 stitches on top of one another and then trim that off.
Where did you learn to sew?
I learnt to sew from my mum a little bit, but she said she didn't think I'd ever do sewing because I showed no interest.
How wrong? Just to prove
I mean, that
you
was when
wrong,
I was
Mum.
younger.
Just
But
to prove you wrong.
I think basically what happened was that because I was the younger sibling, and my sister could obviously do it better because she was older than me, I was a bit like, well, I'm rubbish because my sister can do this.
Yeah.
So I can't do it because I'm younger. But I think it was just because I was younger and I just wasn't really... I was never the sort of person to take my time. I would always just be like, with everything creative, I'd just be like, I'll just throw all the things on it and stitch them all on, and it would look horrendous. Whereas my sister's she's more thoughtful, and she would go, oh, that colour goes with that colour, and I'll just use that one piece. It's not, I would just throw, with painting, throw it all into one plate and just stir it into, so you just end up with brown. Yeah, I definitely matured. I basically, when I moved up to Edinburgh, I had a lot more free time because I didn't know that as many people up there. And I sort of started to read a lot of blogs and make a lot more of my own clothes. And because I had that time and I wasn't in a rush to go anywhere, because a lot of the time when you're dressmaking especially, you're like, oh, I could wear it today, I could wear it tonight. And then you start like safety pinning things together and stuff, and that was why my stuff was always rubbish. So I started doing it in the proper way.
And it's amazing, the proper way.
Really works.
Yeah.
Shocker. So on the pattern, it asks for 2 centimetres between the top of your zip and your hem edge. So just put that up to about there. Sort of eyeball it for now, but that like that. And then so that it's going to be similar on the other end. So what we need to do is measure in that 2 centimetres and then do the same whip stitch so that when you do going across, and once we chop this off the bottom, your zip doesn't come right off the end.
Disappear, that would be bad.
Which was the reason I went off the sewing bee.
Right, because your zip disappeared.
My zip disappeared and I didn't know how, because you can put them back on again, but I had no idea how. So I spent a good, I think, half an hour just kind of going, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I do that, and it just never worked.
I tell you what though, it's learning from experience, isn't it? That's often the best way, and I bet you've never ever lost a zip again.
Poor CL as well, because she was on last week, wasn't she? And she was in the studio next to me going, like she's not actually allowed to tell me, but she's trying to like mime it with her like with her hands. But it was really funny. But yeah, I couldn't figure it out at all. So 3 stitches on top of each other to secure. You could use a knot, but it might get in the way of your zip. So underneath the zip, tape, and then over the top.
Okay.
Now it does look very flimsy in comparison to your massive zipper teeth.
Zippity bit at the end.
Yeah, but it will work.
Okay. Well, I guess you're going to have the end of it all encased anyway, aren't you? So it's not going anywhere anyway. It's just for whilst you're sewing it.
Yeah.
12 minutes we've got.
Okay, fine.
Just, you know, in true
sewing bee style,
you've got 12 minutes.
I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
In fact, I should have worn my eyeliner or something for you
Oh,
today.
you should have.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cut a fringe.
Cut a fringe in. Gone brunette for the day.
Well,
that would have been exciting. Yeah. She's doing the, Claudia's not doing it this time round, is she?
No.
She's doing a sort of make Britain, what is it? Britain's best food homemaker thing for the BBC. So, but she's a very busy woman. Right.
Now, hang on.
The scary bit.
The scary bit.
Yeah.
The scary bit.
Got my big scissors. It's time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big girl pants on, scissors.
It's happening. So just line it up against your bag. Make sure you're leaving yourself enough tape to work with.
Yep.
That should be about there. That should be about there. Go for it. And you do just have to
use your best fabric scissors.
Don't use your best fabric scissors.
Get your kitchen scissors.
Yeah.
I can't watch.
And done. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Wasn't it too hard, was it? Now, if
I
you
didn't
are
feel a
scared,
thing.
exactly. If you were scared, leave it on.
Yeah.
Make the whole pocket, put the whole zip in.
Yeah.
Then trim it off.
That's worse, because if you get it wrong at that point, you've stitched it all in.
It's too late.
It's too late.
But it's a lot better because it does mean you've already covered it with you've already stitched through it and stuff. You've done the hard bit.
Palpitations.
You've got to be brave in this job.
Okay.
Right, so.
I'm going to believe you on that.
Okay, good. We're going to line this up. And it's nice and easy, this zip insertion, because you are just top stitching it in.
Okay, perfect.
You don't have to do any flapping or folding.
Nobody wants to flap.
Right, here we go. So, pin your ends.
Director Tim wants to know if that's a technical term.
It's very technical, yes.
Yeah.
Used in all of the industries.
Absolutely.
Variety of.
Every industry has a version of a flapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so. Like that. And then you want to use your zipper foot.
Okay.
So, I've got mine with me here, which is like this. And it has 2 sections where you can attach the foot on.
Yes.
And it depends where your zip's going to go.
Which side
you pop it on. So I'll show you. My zip's going to go like this. So it's going to go, that bar needs to be as close to that zip as possible.
Okay.
So if I'm going this way, it needs to be that way around. Yeah?
Okay.
And it's going to be tucked up against there.
Right.
So it will go, the bar will go into this side of that one. If I was doing it the other way around, it would be the opposite way around.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. It always takes me a moment, and I do have to do it like that.
Yeah. Line it up off the machine.
Yeah.
Give it a thought.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh,
but
no,
you've placed your pins that way, so you know that that's the way that you want to go.
That's the way you want to go, yeah.
I was having a clear out the other day, and I actually found, because I started sewing on my grandmother's Singer.
Oh, yeah.
So
make it easy on yourself.
Over 50 years old.
Crikey.
Cracking machine. I mean, it's cast iron. It's not going anywhere.
not going anywhere.
But it can only do sort of like a straight stitch and a zigzag. That's it.
Yeah.
But I found, and I didn't know I had it, her old zipper foot.
I didn't even know they had those.
Yes,
that's amazing.
I know. And it's clearly a zipper foot because it's instead of the blunt end, it's got a nice rounded end. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. So I've opened my zip halfway so that I could get up to this point. So make sure you get about halfway down until you then hit that zip.
And you are basically top stitching, aren't you, going down there? Straight
top stitch, yeah. And as close as you can to the edge of the fabric without coming off. Okay. So if you feel more comfortable with 2/8, 3/8, that's fine. You might find it gets stuck in the zip. Okay. The closer you can get to it, the less likely it's going to get to get stuck. All right. So lift your foot up. We've got halfway through here. Lift your foot up. Lift your needle up, which you can do with this machine, but you can do it with your hand as well. Hand crank. So move it out of the way. Yeah. Zip past your stitches, and then you can continue nice and easy. If you try to stitch around it, you'll end up with a curved seam because it can't get as close as you've been getting to the teeth.
That hasn't left a loop. I thought that was going to leave a loop because you pulled it away, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. That's really clever. If you line it up close enough to where you were before, you shouldn't have any problems.
You won't notice it?
No.
Because I thought, oh, you're going to get a loopy bit there.
Yeah, but I think the tension maintains, even though, because I think a lot of people are scared of doing that.
Yeah.
And actually, I do it all the time, and it doesn't leave any problems.
I wiggle and jiggle and do
like,
all
I'll just leave it exactly where it is. Yeah, no, don't worry too much. And even if it does leave a loop, it's only a little loop.
If you've just joined us, you go, but where is this zip? Where is this zip you speak of? Two. We are zip-tastic in here. It's a lovely different shape, actually, this is like a lozenge. So you've got 2 zips, one here, one here. And actually, I like that you can make because you're using a chunky one, if you did want to place the fabric slightly further away, if you're worried about your teeth getting caught in there, you can. And look at that. So lovely and soft as well. Now, if you want to put in an interfacing, then you can. And we've got the H640 for you, which is an iron-on interfacing. So if like the least exciting package ever, but with the most exciting, popular.
Yeah, with the most exciting contents.
In fact, you said to me earlier, you said, I just use it on everything. Everything. If ever there a fusible anything is needed, it's this one. So under £10 for a metre of your Visaline H640 fusible fleece. And there it is, and that means just gives it a little bit more structure. Also protects whatever you've put in there, you know, especially if you've got glass cosmetic bottles or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've smashed a bottle of foundation before. It's amazing. You don't think there's much in a bottle?
There's a lot in a bottle. That's the devastation of all makeup there. Yeah. That's the end of all of it, really, isn't it?
It's expensive too, isn't it, foundation? Oh, hang on, what are we doing now?
So, I've just show you. What I've done is a second row of top stitching.
Right.
So
we've got 5 minutes.
Brilliant. Like this. So what happens is you go right up against the teeth, and then you do a second row of stitches next to it.
Okay.
Long, so just wait for that to pop up. There we go. You can't really see it very well on this fabric, actually,
hang on,
can you?
I can angle it for you.
Excellent.
So there we go. You've got your top line there, and that's stopping that fabric going in. And then you've got a second line there.
Yeah, and all I've used there is the side of the zipper foot as my guide.
Nice.
I didn't have to change my foot round so I could see it or anything, because it's anything to save time. So, second part of your zip is this top section here. So what I've already done is folded that in half.
And pressed it,
Pressed it down. And then you to baste all the way around that with a loose stitch. I won't do it now because we're just doing the zip, and we want to show you the finished zip. So, same thing again.
Where do you line that up to? Where does that...
So, can you see how, if you were to draw a line that curves, it would be from that point to that point there.
Oh yeah, because it's a lozenge.
On a ruler. Because it's a lozenge shape, you want to line it up as if it's on the diagonal like that.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Just wait for that to pop up. There you go. So you can see those edges actually match. Just in a diagonal line rather than a straight line. So you do the same thing on that side, and that's where you want it to go.
At this point, I would have been concerned that I hadn't cut the pattern piece properly.
And it wasn't the right size. Yeah. What you can always do is, if you're uncomfortable, you already have the outside shape fused together.
So you could just line it up on there.
So you could match it up.
So this is the shape. That's why it's slightly shorter.
There you go. This is This is it there, you see. So it should sit flush.
We've got 2 minutes.
On there. So you put it like that.
Oh, okay, so you can line it up.
And you can line it
there.
up like that, you see.
Nice.
That'll make you feel better. So line it up nice and close to it, like you were before. Like that, and then stitch down.
Lovely. And this is your internal, this is your inside lining.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's
yes.
the inside colour, yeah.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Now this is, I was going to say, this is the jewellery, but we've only seen the planes of this, so I'm just going to dive around the side of you and
in the
steal out
bag.
your... Oh, hang on, let's show you the other fabrics that come with it, because this is his beautiful new range. So you're getting the jade poker stripe, and you're also getting the jade hazel fabric, and this is from his new Avalon range, which is really beautiful, really beautiful.
Go in the plastic bag.
In here. There we go, look, I'm just delving to have a look so we can give you an idea of all these. Look, this is the prep that goes on that our designers do beforehand. So it's all in the bag, it's all in the bag. So your outside piece is here. And
it's two pieces that join together.
Yeah. So I'll just, sorry Deborah.
Yep, fine.
I'm just going to take that off so that you can see these two pieces. So this is going to be on the outside, so this is going to be the other way. They're folded in half, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how these colours are really going to work so beautifully together. So you've got this is your outside. We haven't dealt with the outside yet, so that's how. So you've got that lovely mint on the inside. You've got that gorgeous there. And then, oh, this bit here is going to go across there. So you really do get all the play with all the different colours. And again, that's folded in half. So that will go straight away across. But actually, I quite like that you can see how all the colours work together.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, if I can borrow that zip a minute.
We are finished.
Yay!
There you go.
So you can see here, you can see how all these colours work. So you've got that lovely aqua there on the zip.
I like those two together.
Yeah, I love that.
Spring,
but you see, look, you pop that in there as well. And just look how beautifully all these colours come together. So this is it. I mean, we haven't got to the outside of it because we wanted to show you any sticky bits that you might feel. In your kit, you get enough, so you don't have to have the PVC. If that worries you in any way, just use the fabric. You're getting 4 meters of fabric in each of those bundles, so it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Or you might just want to make more because you have so much fabric left over. So it's all up to you. Now, Deborah, you're going to be back in an hour.
I am.
And we're going to do some dressmaking.
I am, yes. We're going to make a lovely cape blouse.
You've already had requests from your mother for this?
Mum and my grandma as well, so everybody wants one.
You're going to be busy, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit busy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I will see you in an hour. Thank you
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's look at these fabrics. Okay. Now, the PVC bundle, again, remember, we haven't seen this since February when it just sold out like that. So we've got in here 1/2 metre of each. 1/2 metre of your clear, which is this one. And again, for 1.5 meters of PVC for $9.49. That's a bit good. So 1/2 metre of that one. Then your rainbow one is here. Let me show you the rainbow one. Can you see? There you go. That's what a single sheet of it looks like there. And then your silver one, which is ever so pretty. So many of you need to check out on these. Please don't miss out. But that does have an Aurora Borealis finish. It does have all the colours in there. So they are $9.49 and you get 1/2 metre of each. So you don't have to choose. It's not an either or situation. It's all of it. Right, if you'd like them by themselves, then if you'd just like the glass, the fabric bundle, then you can look on the website for those. We're running out of time, gosh. Now your fabric bundles, this is your Valentino. This one is designed by Philip Jacobs. So you get your bamboo and your Valentino, and then you get your coordinating colours there. This is a whopping 4 metre bundle in total. Now, next one up is Joel Dewberry. This is the one that we've just been looking at. This is from his latest range. And again, it's another whopping 4 meters of fabric here. So you're going to be able to make so many of these. Again, they've got a choice of lots of different colours, lots of different sizes rather, so you can choose. 5 of you have got those in the basket, need to check that out. Don't miss out today. Now, maybe you want to go daffodil, that classic yellow and grey combination, always a winner. So if you'd like that, then these are the yellow and greys that you're getting. And here they are, that's your glacier grey. Again, 4 meters of fabric in that bundle. Huge, huge, huge. Now, the very last one to show you as well is here. I love this. This is the Sailboats. This, I think, is great for youngsters. Maybe you've got a little one and, you know, they come with paraphernalia, don't they? Then here we go. So you've got your Sailboats, you've got your linear, you've got your red, you've got your light blue. Again, 4 meters of fabric in that bundle as well. But the pattern is brand new today. So whether you're making it for yourself or for somebody else, half of the stock, over half the stock has already been checked out and gone. Please check out your baskets. Don't miss out on this. So you've got lots of different options there. That's the fold out one. And you've got sort of an evening bag and all sorts there. So they are your different options. You get the patterns for all of those in there. And that's the one that we did today. And then you've got all of those different versions there as well. And that makes this. Ta-da! Fabulous. We have interfaced it with your H640. It's funny, isn't it? The most plain thing does one of the most important jobs. $9.99. This is your Vaseline H640 Fusible Fleece. Always really handy in any of these projects. So if you don't already have some of this at home, give it a go, try it. It's really handy. $9.99. All of our designers absolutely swear by it. Not that we condone swearing, obviously. Now, after the break, it's my picks. I sat down and went through the website and went, I like this, I like this, I like this, and I love a bit of this. So some of my favorite things, we've got Tula, we've got Roald Dahl, we've got Cafe, we've got discounted Cafe. What's going on? Lots to stay tuned for after this short break. See you in a moment.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. On Wednesday, the 25th of April, we're sending you Hexy Kisses as Lucy Brennan will be creating the prettiest Hexy quilt by Jen Kingwell. This sweet quilt is created out of diamond and hexagonal shapes coming together to give the illusion of delicate cross kisses. The quilt contrasts dotty fabric with a selection of floral and stylish patterns, perfect for adding a subtle splash of colour to your room. So join us on Wednesday the 25th of April at 9 AM, where Lucy will be demonstrating the Hexy Kisses quilt, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Sewing Quarter is the UK's first TV channel dedicated to sewing and quilting. On air and behind the scenes, our team of top industry experts work hard to bring you tons of exciting projects. Whether you're into dressmaking, bag making, piecing, patchworking or quilting, you'll learn something new every day from our talented guest designers and fabulous presenters. Our online shop is packed with tools, haberdashery essentials and fabulous fabrics, from simple solids to designer gems. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee and single daily postage charge, you can shop with confidence. So tune in daily on Freeview 78, Sky Channel 678 and shop online at sewingquarter.com.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue comes with a free gift.
Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So, be sure not to miss out on Joe's Pink Piglet on Friday, the 27th of April at 9 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Hello, welcome to my sewing stash show. So basically, I sat down with one of our bosses and went, right, this is what I love. So this hour, lots of things, not everything, we couldn't fit everything on, but we had already done a Tilda show, so that was fine. Consider that ticked off my list. What I love is a bargain. I always love a bargain. And so when they said, we're taking 50% off cutting and accessories, here it is. I was super, super happy with this. Now, this is until stocks last. So there aren't very many things left because you've been going crazy for it. With good reason, good on you. 3 cutting mats and 2 rulers left. So let me show you the cutting mat, which is, this is my favorite size. It's an A1. This is a size that I use pretty much 95% of the time. I do love a large cutting mat. This is your A1 size cutting mat. You've got inches, you've got a centimetre grid on there. You've got 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 75 degrees, all marked out, so incredibly useful. You've got your inches round the edge. Now this was $39.99. It's been reduced to $19.99. It is a self-healing cutting mat, which is really important so you get that smooth cut. You don't get lots of ridges from where there have been previous cuts made. So always get yourself a self-healing one, which is what this is. Get the largest size that you can possibly manage, especially if you're working on your kitchen table, your dining table. $19.99 is much cheaper than a new French polish. Yes. Great present as well. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Or even if you've just got kids that love sticking stuff everywhere, better it sticks on here than on your kitchen table, right? Lots of new buyers as well, so well done. Thank you ever so much for joining us. It's not yours until you checked out, and this is going to go quite quickly, so please do check out your baskets for that. Another item that we always say, we get asked so many times, I'm new to quilting, where do I start? What sort of ruler do I start off with? Well, if you're giving it a go and seeing if you like it, then a long ruler is a great place to start, because invariably you will have an instruction that says cut a 2.5-inch strip or something like that. So you would fold your fabric selvage to selvage in half, and then this will cut it selvage to selvage in half. And that's why I love this cutting mat as well, because you can do that on there, lovely, and it just all works. It's getting the right tools, isn't it, for the job? This is very, very bright. You've got your black and you've got your sort of lime yellowy green on there. So it's going to show up against even the brightest of fabrics. For example, you know, Cave Facet, you can still very clearly see, doesn't get much brighter than Cave, does it? You can still very clearly see, you can still see where you're cutting. And that's what you're looking for. Incidentally, congratulations to Cave on his, was it MBE or OBE that he got the other day? MBE, clever man, well deserved, excellent. And then here's your 6.5-inch trimming down smaller. When that's a bit too unwieldy, when you need something smaller, then this is a great size to start with. So that is your 6.5-inch square. Was $7.99 down to just $3.99. A great place to start. I mean, we do have other rulers, we do have more expensive rulers, but if you're giving it a go and seeing if this is where you want to start, then this is a great place to start, just $3.99. INTW10. There you go. Perfect. Now, I mentioned Cave. I'd like to mention Cave because I think he's an incredible man. And I've mentioned Cave, I've met Cave. Cave is back in the country in August for Festival of Quilts as well. So here we go. It seems only right, as I do love a spot of Cave, to bring for you a mega bundle. And you know what? Our boss Hayley said that she'd even put a discount on. So she's taken 50p off each fat quarter. So you're saving £12 here. So if you fancy a spot of Cave in your life, then there you go. No, it's not 50p off the whole thing. Director Tim's going, I know, it's £12, but it's 50p off each fat quarter. When you break it down like that, it's like, yeah, me a bit of that. And so here they are. And you can just see how many you're getting and the variety of colours. Well, obviously, if you're getting Cave, you're getting all the colours generally, but just the different ranges of colours that you're getting here. We've put this together so that you can get such a variety, such a beautiful variety of Cave. We don't have a massive stock of these, so if you are after a bit of Cave, then please do check out your basket. I haven't finished. Oh no, my work here is not done. Look, here we go. So you've got sunshine and shade in here. So these are your sunshiny colours. These are your shady ones. And here they are. So to get all of this Cave at an absolutely cracking price, under £100 for 24 Cave facet fat quarters. How beautiful is that? Absolutely stunning. And it's like a game of two halves because these are your sunshiny ones and these are your shade ones. Just beautiful. $99.96. And they only did this because it was our boss Hayley. She sat down with me. She went, right, what do you love? And I said, you know I love Cave, but I want to put a lot on. Please, can you put us a discount on pretty, please? And she said yes. I wasn't expecting it to happen, but she said yes. So really excited to be able to bring you £12 off. That's 50p off each of these fat quarters. Brilliant, brilliant. $99.96. That's why it's a bit of a funny price because we're taking lots of this money off. Look at this. So there are so many beautiful fabrics in here. I just randomly open up a few of these so that you get a good idea. Lots of you popping this in your basket. We don't often discount Cave. Oh no. Oh, I like that one. And I love the regimental stripes. Just to give you an idea of just how some of these. Producer Paul says you've possibly got every single colour ever invented. Well, possibly. So what I've chosen here for you is I wanted to show you the regimental stripes here. We love this one. And I wanted to show you that this is actually the same design, but what it's been done, the way that Cave works with colour. Now this I am imagining, I'm going to guess, is actually probably a Philip Jacob design. He tends to have done the florals in Cave Facet's collections, but what he doesn't like is working with colour. So he will then give his designs to Cave, who will then apply the colour, and you can just see how completely different that fabric is in two different colourways. So this is your shade, this is your fall, and this is your sunshine side of things over here. And I wanted to show you that even though these go together with the stripes here, what you also have, even in this bright version, you've still got these browns and these ochres coming through there. So you can mix and match all of these. You've got these purples that will work through there. So because Cave uses all the colour, you can pop it all together and it's going to work beautifully. And then you've got this one here, ever so pretty, of course works beautifully, obviously works there. But then you see, if you work over here, And look, you've got these colours. I don't know if we can swing down to here or not. Can we go down here? Whee! It just happened that those colours just happened to be off the screen. Sorry, there we go, just there. And so you can mix it all through. But if you want that today, $99.96, make the most of that £12 saving. We like that. We like that an awful lot. Now, when we bought you a fat quarter show the other day, one of the most popular was a red and cream bundle. This is a different red and cream bundle, but we thought, my word, if you love it that much, let's bring you another one. So this is brand new today, a set of 10 different fat quarters. Comes on kind of a platter, which they all did, much easier to handle. Yes, and a mouche-bouche of fabrics for you. But here we go. You've got all sorts of goodies in here. You've got some beautiful, real traditional through there. You've got your plains as well in different shades. And then you've got this delicate one running down through there. And there's a very delicate stripe running through there as well. So lots and lots to play with in here. All beautiful. A platter of fat quarters. You've got your larger prints, you've got your smaller ditsies, you've got a bit of plain but with interest and some texture. This one, producer put, all right, I don't know. Brand new today. Let's have a look at this. So 10 fat quarters for $39.99. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? So this is brand new today. Look at that. So your red and cream. It's really traditional, isn't it? Really lovely. Do you know, it wouldn't look out of place if you mix that through with a bit of William Morris. However, if you stay with me, I did bring some William Morris on the show as well. Yes, I did, because I love it. I heart it very much. You did not delete it, producer Paul. Tell me you didn't. You want to have a look at the swirly one as well? Swirly, swirly. Might not look quite as pretty as it did. Look, there we go. Oh, it's like snails, isn't it? Whee! Yeah, if Kaif didn't put colour in his swirly, swirly. Yeah, before Kaif Kaif'd it, maybe that's how his initial. It's got some good movement, hasn't it? Nice. Brand new bundle today for you. 10 cream and red fat quarter bundles. Fabulous for under £40. Now, 12 minutes past, let's go over here. Come on, come on, come on. I did mention William Morris. Here it is. When we brought you, when we did our extra 5th hour to launch William Morris, the new William Morris range, quilting weight fabrics for you, these two really stood out for me. I'm going to open them up. Now, this is in a 1/2 meter bundle, so a 1/2 meter of each. I love this. I love, love, love this. So this is the bundle that I put together because I just absolutely adore this. And I thought, oh, but what I really want is some naturals, neutrals, and a black to come through with this. So that one I utterly adore. And then there was a toile as well, which I thought was beautiful. So I added that in as well, which is this one. Look, isn't it beautiful? Just stunning. Absolutely exquisite. So 1/2 meter of that. And then what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring you a way that you could either patchwork it or just have it so that those colours you could do it however you wanted it, but so that each of those colours worked. I wanted to bring you a dark, I wanted to bring you a light, so a dark, a light and a mid-tone, and that's how I wanted to put this bundle together for you. So that it was affordable for you, $25.49, and you are getting, what, 2.5 meters of fabric here. And this is, oh no, they've even called it Natasha's Morris & Co. Oh, fabulous. But I just thought it was too beautiful to miss. And I adore it. I absolutely adore it. And I hope you do too, because, you know, a lot of time and colour matching and is this one a bit too dark? Is this right? Is this went into putting this together, as it does with all of our kits. But, you know, when it's your own, it's a little bit more. So I just think it's stunning. Lovely. Now, limited, what on that one? The what one, sorry? Oh, the hexes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now, we only have 6 of these left. In fact, I've got a couple of items that are limited in stock, but just I wanted to bring to you just because I didn't want anybody to miss out. We launched these and they sold in the hour just so quickly. I've got 6 of these left. This is your Tula Pink All Stars Pom-Poms and Stripes. 46 pre-cuts. Look how beautiful these are. I love them very, very much, but I've only got 6 of these. So if you are after these, please check out your basket. If you've added this to your basket because you missed them the other day, so you've got your pom-poms, you've got your stripes, but you've also got this lovely range of vibrant plains as well in here. Yeah, look at these. So you can really play about where they go, how you want to use them, but I only have 6. So if you've just popped that in your basket, and look, you've got all of those different colorways through there. I mean, look, it's a rainbow in itself. It would take me forever to count these out and put them back in. Look at that. Now, you've got 46 pre-cut hexes. So already 2 of these have gone, so 4 left now already. So if you did miss out on these the other day, but you just don't want to miss out, remember it's 1p&p. £20.99 for 48 pre-cut, accurately cut hexes that you don't have to do cut strips and then cut. No, 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 it's all done for you. And this is, I mean, this is a great way, isn't it, to get the full range. And I think it's just stunning. I'm a big fan. And I would highly recommend that you get it. Yeah. Could we just stick with Tula for just one more moment? Because I did also put together a little Tula bundle, because I know that a lot of you know that I have a favourite. I do have a favourite out of Tula's new fabric. I can't put that back on. Which is here. Now. I love it. Now, you see this, isn't it? You go from one extreme to the other. So you go from the beautiful, sedate William Morris to look at these colours. Love it. And this is what we have here on Sew & Quarter. It's so exciting. So we've got this this was my favourite out of her latest collection. I just think the colours in it are so vibrant and gorgeous. And if I could convince my husband that actually to have these as curtains in our bedroom was a good idea, I would do so. Because then, you see, imagine if you had those as your curtains. You could then have scatter cushions out of everything else, couldn't you? You could pick out all those colours. So I wanted to bring you another of Tula's fabrics, which I think works beautifully with it. And that's because it picks out the aqua and the purple. So that is the one that I've then picked out to go. So you've got 2.5 meters of Tula. So a full meter of Tula in there. And then I wanted that green. And there it is. This is very adventurous for me with colour. Like really adventurous, but I really love it. And that's what I've learned through working on the channel, is that you can be, and it can really work. So whether, you know, you're using that to line it, or whether you're doing cushions and you want to have 3 different cushions, but that all work together. I don't know how you're playing with it. I don't know what you're doing with it, but for me, that makes me really happy. And that's £17.99, and that's a 1/2 meter of each. So you've got a full meter of Tula in there. If you buy, okay, yeah, if you buy 2, then it will be already cut to, you'll get 2 1/2 meter lengths cut. It won't be, it's only when you go on the website and buy it as a continuous amount. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Can I show you next? Because I know I bought you very limited Tula. There was one other thing that was very, very limited. There's only like, I think there's only about 4 meters of this. But this is Lewis and Irene, who are designers who I really, really rate. They're a family company based here in the UK. They're named after their grandparents. But I wanted to show you this. First, because you know I love peacocks. And secondly, because this has a luster to it, which is just exquisite. And just look at those beautiful peacocks. And we don't have very much of it, so I couldn't bundle it because there wasn't enough to bundle. But I just thought if anybody else is like me who absolutely loves this, because the metallic is metallic. I don't know if we can, I don't know how close, but there is just a very slight shimmer on there. And yet it's not scratchy, it's still incredibly soft. I don't know if you can see. There, can you see? On that peacock tail, just bringing it to life. Sort of. Well, in that case, you just have to buy some and get it home and then. But remember, a lot of you adding this to the basket, but I've only got 4 meters of this, so that's only 8 units that I've got. But if you absolutely love it, I mean, yeah, people in the basket might have more than, but if you love it, and I do, it was just one of those things I was like, oh, we can't have that just sitting there. I absolutely adore it. Look, you might be able to see better with the pairs. Can you see if I just shimmy that around? Love it. Right, please check out your basket if you have that in there. Right, ooh, decisions. Okay, let's go with things, oh, I don't have a cutting mat. Okay, if I've got a cutting mat, then I'll show you my circle cutter in one moment. In the meantime, let me show you the other fabrics that I've got then. Amy Butler. And again, this was another one that I think sometimes gets overlooked. Amy Butler has travelled around India a little bit, and this was inspired by her travels in India. And I love this one because of how useful it is. Personally, I think the fabric, the colours are absolutely exquisite. And secondly, because if you're cutting your 2.5-inch strips, those fit perfectly. So it's been really well designed. Absolutely gorgeous. But then you see you can have so much fun with planes. And I love that about a fabric because sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed with colour and pattern and I just need to calm it down. And so when I saw that we could mix and match it through with these colours, I was like, yes, each of these work an absolute treat. So what we've done is pick out. Now, you've got, oh no, it's 2 meters of fabric here. It's not 1.5 meters, it's 2 meters. Because we've got 0.5 meter of your Amy Butler. You've then got azure. Yeah, 0.5 meter of azure. Yes, I'm sure you've got azure. And then you've got 0.5 meter of your magenta. And then I've also got here 0.5 meter of slate. This was always going to be just 1.5 meters. And then we might have added in an extra 0.5 meter, which is why the graphic is wrong. But we just couldn't resist adding in that extra fabric. So I think that's why there's a mistake on the graphic. But it is 2 meters of fabric here, just so that you know. For $16.99, God, it feels like the price is wrong as well, doesn't it? But we've put it up on the screen now. So if you want to make the most of that, I would. There we go. Let's have a look. But I think it's, again, it's one of these things that you might have looked at this fabric and gone, that's gorgeous. But I can't pick the colours. How do I pick the colours? Oh, here you go. Look, Producer Paul's changed it. Well done, Producer Paul. So if you want that, and I just think it, you know, oh, I love it. I really love it. Then there you go. That's that one. Now, I've been given a cutting mat, which means I can show you one of my favourite cutting tools. I love circles. It's out there. We know that. But cutting them can be tricky, right? Can be really tricky. So when, and I will never forget this show, Angie Atwood came on to do a quilt. And it was a beautiful quilt. And it required circles. And that was all good. And she had this on. And she showed me how to do it once. And that was it. Like, move out of the way. I need to have a go at this. And that was it. I absolutely fell in love with this little device. Now, you're getting a spare blade with this as well, which is great. So if you want to use this for cutting paper or anything, then you've got a spare blade to use, one for paper, one for fabric, or if you just want a spare blade because you've got a spare blade, then that's done. Let's start from the very beginning with this, because I know a lot of you are just joining us and have never seen this before. So this is your Fiskars circle cutter. It's a fabulous machine, device, whatever. Piece of kit. You've got a grid basically that will cut you a half circle. So if you fold your fabric in half, you will get that full circle. Now here is your crosshairs here give you your center point. If you line the base of your fabric up and it's folded in half along there, and it says fabric fold line there, then you will get a true circle. If you just want that semicircle, then you add 1/4 inch and there's another line there and you would line it up to there. I want the full circle, so I line it up there. Now, each of these numbers along here gives you inches. That gives you your finished size. But actually, if I cut where that 3 is, that gives me a 3.5 inch radius. And so, not radius, diameter, sorry, which will give me a finished 3 inch. So it's added in that seam allowance as well. Now, the blade that you get, and this is why I love this, because there are other grids out there. But the thing is, you then have to go and buy a really small rotary cutter to get a small circle. But with this, Fiskars have really thought about it. So this turns, so you get that turn. It's only when I push down that it engages the blade. And there is your tiddly tiny blade that will cut your circle perfectly. So these two little bits there slot into the grooves. You press down to engage that blade, and round you go. And it's not awkward because that will turn with you. So I love it. So if I want to cut, say, 6 inch, I slot it in there, push down, and around I go. All the way around. And there it is, cut to absolute perfection. Perfect, every single time, absolutely perfect. And that's the joy of it. That is the absolute joy of it. So if you're worried about cutting circles in any way, shape or form, don't be. Just grab this, $34.99, and you're good to go. That is including a spare blade as well, which is fabulous. So you get all of that. It takes, oh do you want me to show you how to redo the blade? Take the blade out. So, in order to do that, you twist the top, you twist it, so it lines up there, pull it out, drop the new one in, and then twist. That's it. So never be scared. You know, I know it's sometimes when you get something new, you're worried about changing it. That's it. That is it. So that's it. That's as easy as it is. Absolutely perfect. So your circles are always going to be the same size. Is absolutely perfect. Quick, easy, safe. You're not having to faff around trying to find yourself a different rotary cutter or anything like that. It's all in. And actually, if you've got yourself a new little mat or something like that, you're all good to go. So press down into the grooves like that. So that's not going anywhere. Press down, engages the blade, and then round you go. You're held safely in that groove the whole time, and there it is, done. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And also, you know, if you're doing your interfacing or anything else like that, but you see, I know my blade's wobbling around, but actually it's safe. So there we go, you've got different sizes, it's all good. And not only that, but if you're doing one, if you wanted to do reverse applique, you've also got, does that look like a really bad bra? It's a whole different show. It's not for now. Cameraman Mike's woken up though. Yeah, so you could do strips and then put different coloured ones underneath. Let me frantically dig myself out of this hole. La 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 la. Producer was like, can we just move on now, please? Yes, I think we'd better. Derek Sims says, you just made a tabard, surely? Yes, yes, I did. Now, let me show you our LED light. I love this. It's on charge at the moment, but look, here we go. Very, very handy if, like me, you've got plugs in the most inaccessible places, but you still want to be able to work under a good light. So you've got an LED light on here. If I just turn that on there, oh, hang on, it's got a button at the side, hasn't it, to turn it on? There you go, turn that on, and then you just have to press there, and the light comes on. You've got 3 different color intensities of light. So if I just, and this is bendy, so the neck is all bendy and nice, so you can put it wee wherever you like. It clips on, but if you don't want it clipped on, it will just sit as well if you just want it on the side. So wherever you need that light, bend the neck and do it, whatever. It comes with this cord here, and that's going to be like your USB charger. So if you've got sort of a USB charger for your phone or anything like that, you just plug it in there, or into your computer to charge it. You can do that as well. So plug it in there, plug it into your computer, or if you've got one of these plugs where you charge your phone, then just pop it in there, clip it in. So the other thing I just wanted to show you before I get clipping everywhere is just three different intensities of light. So you've got 16 different LED bulbs in there. They don't heat up, which is great. So you can then pop it wherever you like. So maybe, you know, wherever you want to clip it, you can get that light. I've managed to do that in the one bit of the set you can't actually see. There you go. Wherever you want to put it, there it is. So incredibly handy. Clip it there, clip it in there. There you go. Whee! Or if you want to do it like that, then you can. It's entirely up to you. It's an incredibly versatile piece of kit. Oh yeah, we used it for cross stitch, didn't we, the other day? I love it. I think it's great. So, you know, model making anywhere where, or if you just want to do a bit of hand stitching under it, then it's absolutely perfect. And look at that, just $17.99. Or maybe if you're someone who reads in bed, but actually, you know, your partner doesn't, and they don't want to be kept awake by, you know, a big side light or something, then this is quite directional. It's lovely, really lovely lamp. So $17.99, HSFV35 is your code there. So remember, you've got 3 different light intensities, very nice, sleek Mon design. Just tap the base there. So just, it's a nice, clean design. It's not too big, it's not too bulky. There you can see your little bulbs in there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like that shot, yeah, very nice. Da-da-da. And that's how bright it is even in our studio with really bright lights. Fabulous. Lots of you love it. You do need to check out. I don't need to put it on charge. But that's the joy of it, isn't it? It can go wee anywhere because it doesn't have a cord once it's charged. Snap. Oh, the snaps. Yes. Now, producer Paul and I have decided to bundle this because the other day we had this on a show. We were doing baby bibs. Oh, babies. And what we realised is that actually if a lot of you don't, you have to use it in conjunction with each other. They go together. So what you've got is a lovely case here. Are we going to have a look at this? Here we go. The case here has got 300 snaps. You have got 10 different colours, 30 of each coloured snap, okay? That's what's in there. But you do need to have the tool that is going to put these together properly, which is this. And these are your pliers. It comes with lots of different attachments so that you can do, you know, your metal jean tabs and all those sorts of things. And it shows you how to change them. But do you want me to show you how to use it? Because it's super, super easy. Yeah, I've got fabric. Here we go, and put it in a circle for you. So, oh, what color? Oh, let's go for that lovely turquoise. So what you will need are 2 pointy bits like that. And then is this the first time we've ever bundled it? Seriously? I thought we'd done it before. Oh, producer Paul might be making that up. Who knows? But it should always be bundled, I think. And then you need, I don't know how close you can see. So you've got the two pointy bits there. And you will need these because the pliers squish that pointy bit down and hold everything in place. You then need a male and a female part there, okay? So it doesn't matter which way around you do it. I would start off by, if you can, poke that through there, the pointy bit. And then pop that in there. The bottom part sits beautifully in that white bit, and then that comes on top, and you literally just squeeze. And what that does, can you see where that was pointy, that's now been flattened, and that is now perfectly in place. So you're not hearing it snap, you're not hearing it clip, you just squeeze, and it's a gentle squeeze. You know, you don't have to be some sort of superhuman to manage the squeeze on this. So make sure that that bit is in there. So that just sits beautifully in there. Turn it around and then just gently squeeze. And that's it, that is your snapper done. And there it will snap. Ta-da! They're really strong as well. So great for kids' clothing, anything like that, or, you know, on your dressmaking. So you're getting the pliers with it, and the plier has all sorts of other attachments as well. And I was talking to the sales rep from this company the other day, and I said, could we maybe look at bringing some of the others as well? So watch this space. Hopefully they might have taken that on board. That would be amazing. But you are going to have to check out on these $46.99, 300 snaps, and the pliers. Perfect. And it comes in a nice little handy carry box like that. And there's space for the pliers in there. And. And there are all your different adapters there. Your pliers fit nicely in there. Yeah, Jennifer Taylor was the first one to show us how to use this. And it's just absolutely fab. And it's brilliant. I adore it. Fact. There it is. Ah, now Loop Turner. When I go on the fan page and I'm tagged in something, you know, I'm like, no, what's happened now? And one of you had just done exactly that with the loop turner and gone, Natasha McCarty made me buy a loop turner, but they've done lots of projects already with it. So you get 3 different size loop turners. These are so handy, especially if you're making toys and you need to turn through legs, tiny limbs, anything like that. Rouleau loops for your dressmaking, that will turn that through. If you're doing bag handles, that will turn that through. That is the perfect size for a monkey limb from your Tilda. It sounds strange, I know. But your monkeys, your foxes, your cats from your Tilda, they will turn those limbs in. Inside out perfectly, the right way around. So imagine, if you will, this is the bit of bag making that has always put me off, is making the actual handle, because I'm rubbish at turning it through. So you sew all the way down and then you just sew across the ends, okay? And that is the vital part. Just sew across the end there. You can always unpick it if you don't need it. Then you insert the relevant size tube and ruffle it through like that. So this is easy, this is easy. And in fact, in past time challenges, we've done it in 6 seconds flat. Pop the end in there, and then comes out there. I did it 7 seconds without even trying. And there it is, it's all turned through, and then you've already got the stick in there to poke out the edges. It's one of my most favorite things because it is simple, yet it's effective. It's one of those things I really wish that I'd invented myself, but it's just so easy to use and just fabulous. And because this is the bit that I hate in bag making and toy making, is the fiddly turny outy bit. I hate it. And then someone came along with a genius invention, makes it as simple as that. For $7.99, happy days. My most hated thing is now one of my most favorite things to do, and I love it. Which is why I had to go my hour. There was no doubt. It was already in there. I don't think I've got an actual packet, but you see, what I would say to you is make yourself just a little holder like that to keep them in. And then you've always got them there. Ba, 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 ba. There you go. Perfect. Job done. Perfect. Oh, now we mentioned, when I was with Deborah earlier, the fact that I do mess up a lot of irons. Yeah, I really do need to get an ironing sheet. So ironing cleaner is just what I need, really. $2.99 for your iron cleaner. QRGQ86. Saves you buying a whole new iron. Happy days. Happy days. You just, when your iron is hot, you just rub it on, and the full instructions there, and then iron it off. We do use it loads because I'm not the only mucky pup around here. All of your instructions are on there. Super, super easy. It says, turn iron to setting 2, which is warm, and place in rest position. When iron is warm, gently rub side plate lightly with the iron cleaner there. Wipe the iron immediately on an absorbent, clean, dry cloth, and then repeat if you need to. It's not sexy, but it is incredibly useful and will save you an awful lot of money if you have to buy a new iron because you've wrecked it. So $2.99. There you go. Right, now, other things that I love. Can I go and have a look at some books? Yes, good. Right. Can't actually remember the last time we bought this to wear. So this is your Kaffe Fassett Bold Blooms book. It's $21.99. I've got a mixture of useful books and inspirational books. This is definitely in my inspirational book category here. Let's go overhead because it's quite a big heavy book. But it's just gorgeous. So, and I couldn't remember the last time we'd actually bought this to wear. But what you've got in here, quilts and other works, and this is all celebrating flowers. You know I'm not a very good gardener. I might not know the names of the plants and the flowers, but I certainly appreciate their beauty. So there he is. There's the man himself. And just such an interesting read. That was the other thing about it. It really is exquisite. So the colorways gives you an insight as to how he works, how he put things together. Just as a coffee table book, gorgeous. There he is, because, you know, sometimes we forget we just sell Kave's fabrics here, but, you know, he's incredible at tapestries, at painting, at mosaics, at knitting. The man is so incredibly talented. And then what I love about it is I go, right, I've made a cushion out of that. And, you know, I spot the different fabrics that we've got on the show. And it's just beautiful. So it gives you an idea. And I don't remember if any of you watched the show that Kaffe was on when he brought out, it was in the second hour that we did back on the 10th of August last year, and he suddenly brought out the original artwork that his work was taken from. And here you see, you've got all the different colours down here. He works in gouache, a lovely medium, and so you just get an idea of how he puts all of his things together. And my mind doesn't work like his at all, so I'm always really intrigued in how fabulous people, how they work. I mean, there he is just having a good old paint up. So then we get to have a look at the quilts and how he puts those together. I mean, look, we've had these fabrics on. That's your cabbage rose, and we've had that, and we've had this in the fabrics, and look, it just gives you the inspiration to go, okay, maybe I have just bought the 24 fat quarter piece. Can I use any of these to make some of these? And then if you do, you know, if you do any of, yeah, it's not just about your quilting. It's an all-round gorgeous, gorgeous book, and we've very rarely bought it air. Producer Paul, have you even got the notes on when this was last brought to air? But you see, look, you've got all of these instructions, you've got all of this layout, you've got it all there. Was it on back in August when he was here? Was that the last time that we brought it? It was on last month. Oh, certainly not on one of my shows. But just, oh, the photography is exquisite. The artwork, just gorgeous. And then you get, so it's a book of 2 halves. So if you wanted to make that quilt exactly, then you've got all the cutting instructions, everything, so that all the piecing, everything step by step, so that you can make each of these quilts that you've lusted over throughout the earlier part of the book. I mean, just look at that. Really exquisite. And there it is, just stunning, beautiful, Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, look at that. Just beautiful. Right, okay. So if you've never had a good look through there, beautiful. If you've got someone who's a K fan, get it, get it, get it. Now, let's have a look. Oh, 2 more fabric bundles. Yes, so Roald Dahl. This is fantastic, Mr. Fox. I remember going to see this at the theatre when I was really little, down at Brighton, Sussex University. They used to have a lovely art centre there. But this was fantastic, Mr. Fox. So I've got really fond memories of this. Roald Dahl was one of my favourite authors when I was growing up. So really lovely that we can bring you some fantastic Mr. Fox fabrics. So what we've done again is we've put you 1/2 metre of fantastic Mr. Fox in there. There he is being fantastic. And then different colourways so that you can make things for your little one's bedroom or whatever you fancy. Do you want to see it? There. It's brilliant, isn't it? It was Quentin Blake, wasn't it? Was the illustrator. And you can always tell his designs. He is synonymous with Roald Dahl. You're quite right, producer Paul. Yeah. Were you a big Roald Dahl fan too? Oh, just brilliant. Which was your favourite book? Did you have a favourite? Did you like the Twits? Oh, I loved the Witches. I loved Fantastic Mr. Fox. And then the BFG as well. James and the Giant Peach. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching that with Freddie the other day. I think he was a little bit too young for it. He'll get there. He'll get there. And then this is the other one. This is from the Witches. Love it. Only 5 of these. But look. Aren't they fab? And that's the Witches. Oh, Witches is a fabulous book. They all wear wigs, don't they? They have itchy scalps. Yeah, love it. So what we've done with this then is we've put it with some spots. Probably what the witches have under their scalps, don't they? Under their wigs. And we've put with you a nice blue spot on and a nice sandy coloured spot on there. So you've got those colours that work and all intermingle beautifully, and that's $14.49. I actually haven't had the Roald Dahl fabric on any of my shows, and it makes me want to cry because I love them very, very much. Right, next up, oh, James and the Giant Peach. Yeah, this is fab. This is actually they've got the movie version on Netflix at the moment, which is the book. It's the book for me. Really beautiful. It's got Joanna Lumley in the film, hasn't it? I think it's a Tim Burton one. Yeah. Joanna Lumley's one of the baddies, one of the mean aunts. And then you've got all of the little insects, and then you've also got a 1/2 metre of said peach, as well. It's peachy. And then you've got your planes that go with it, gorgeously. This fabric is really good quality, lovely cotton. It feels wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And again, this has got down your selvage, it's got maybe a little bit that you might want to use. Can you see that? Nice. And then the last one from the Roald Dahl one is the BFG, Big Friendly Giant. It was the words in this one. It was the complete made up names. There we go. It was Sophie, wasn't it? That was the name of the little girl. And his big ears so that he can hear everything. A wonder cry. Oh, it's got all the words in there as well, which is fab. Zip fizzling, diddly, a snoz cucumber. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You're going to be able to create a wonderful, wonderful quilt. We've put some sweets with this one. And a whoopsie whiffling, just brilliant. Just brilliant. So if you want a bit of big friendly giant in your life, then there it is. And then you've got your sweet fabric there. And then the other fabrics, you've got a lovely blue. Here we go. If I pop that like that so you can see all the different beautiful colours that we've got going with this one. There we go. They're all there for you to work through. Just love it. Oh, it's like my childhood all over again. You have got to start checking out on which ones. The snaps and pliers, half the stock of the snaps and pliers have already gone. Well done if you've managed to get those. They're really useful. You get 300 in there, 10 different colours, 30 of each, plus your pliers. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Lots of you have got that in your basket. Do check out, don't miss out on that. You also need to check out the circle cutter. Really handy piece of kit that. I can't recommend it enough. We've been to Air now well over a year, and this has constantly been one of my favourite top 10 items, absolutely. That and the loop turner will always be in there as a top 10. So start checking out on that, and you get a spare blade in there as well, which is great. Can I show you another inspirational book? I've got to be really quick. I don't think we've often brought this to air, but this is machine embroidery, and it's not something that we cover a lot on the shows, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to go, there is a whole world of beauty out there that we haven't even touched on. Now, yeah, I'm going to lie this down. This is all embroidered, and it's art, but stitched, and it's just exquisite, and I just can't even begin to imagine how you would stitch that. I just look at, so for me, this is about a complete inspiration of, I didn't even know there was a whole world of this out there. And I love looking through this book because it blows my mind. And I just think there are some so clever people out there that can do all of this. And I love that you've got the design, the composition, how it all works together. Just gorgeous. These are all stitched. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, just beautiful. So if you fancy something, you know, completely different, give this a go. It's really beautiful. $17.99. Right. Oh, the 2 thread magics. Oh, these are fab. In fact, I need to get another one of these because I've nearly run out. I have this one. We've got it in 2 different ways, but I've got this one. This is your thread magic cube. They both do the same thing, so whichever one you go for. This basically helps to stop your thread from snapping. It puts a very light coating over it, which helps to prevent it from snapping, prevent your threads from twisting and knotting if you're hand sewing. It means that it's easy to glide through. The best way that I can describe it is like, you know, when you wax your surfboard, it's a little bit like doing that, but with thread, so that it's going to glide really nicely. You can pop these on your machines, but actually I've got my needle threader, and I pop that on my needle threader because it's got a little sticky bit there. Pop that on my needle threader. I pull my thread through it before I thread my needle, and then when I hand sew, I just don't get those knots, and that's $7.99. Or if you want the bigger version, you can also stick those onto your sewing machine so your thread goes through as you sew. Or if you just want, it looks like a lip balm, doesn't it? Don't use it as a lip balm. Please don't do that. You literally just put your thread across there, bury it in, pull it through, and it coats it. It's brilliant. It strengthens your thread, stops it snapping, and means that it glides. Lovely. Come with me. Let's have a quick CAFE recap, because we've taken £12 off a 24 fat quarter piece bundle. Does that make sense? Yes, I think so. Loads of you got this in the basket. We do not discount CAFE regularly or lightly. So I was really thrilled when they said, "What to put this hour together with my favourites." So the new CAFE was going to be on here. And then I said, yes, but can we do a big one and put a discount on? Yes, we can, which thrilled me. So I'm able to pass that discount on to you today, which I'm thrilled about. And so please make the most of this. A lot of you have got this in your basket. 4 of you at least need to check out. Please do check out. You're still paying 1 P&P, but this, you know, this is just done for this show. So please do make sure that you are making the most of this deal today, which is lovely. Now, let me pop that back in there. One other thing, oh no, that went there. Oh, is our brand new red and cream as well, which has got 50, I'm trying to remember where I took these from, which has got, here we go, 10 fat quarters here for $39.99. You've got red, you've got cream. They're just a lovely traditional mix. And the last bundle that we bought of your red and cream was the best seller of the day, I think. So we thought, right, we'll bring you a different red and cream. So if you got that or you missed out on that and you'd like some more, then here they are, 10 fat quarters, a lovely array. Maybe you just want to patchwork just with this. It's entirely up to you, but they're very, very useful and a lovely warm array of colours through there for just $39.99. There you go. Our special offer, which is whilst stocks last, 50% off. Now, underneath my cape over here, I've got an A1 cutting mat, which has been incredibly popular. We've taken the price from $39.99 down to, I can't believe we're putting all these discounts on, $39.99 down to just $19.99. And I'm thrilled that so many of you are making the most of this. So if you want the largest cutting mat that we do, at an affordable price today, here it is, just $19.99. A1. There it is, let me move everything out of the way. You've got inches, you've got a centimetre grid, so very handy. You've got 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 75 degrees. You've got all of those marked off there. It even shows you your different sizes if you're using it for card making as well. It shows you your different card sizes as you go, so you can use it to do that as well. This is a self-healing cutting mat as well, so that means that when you make a cut, it will heal itself so that you get a nice smooth cut every single time. That's $19.99. Now, 2 rulers very, very quickly. The large one, we always say to quilters, when you start off, you are going to need a long ruler, and this is a great place to start. $6.99. If you're unsure, if you're going to love a bit of quilting, then please do check out on this one. Was $13.99 down to just $6.99. Really affordable, and lovely and bright, so you can really see it against your fabrics. And then the little one here is your 6.5-inch square one. And here it is, was $7.99 down to just $3.99. INTW 10. Hurrah! Now, after the break, Deborah Simms is back. She's going to be showing us how to do rolled hems, which I don't think we've covered. Certainly not with me, we haven't covered. John might have, but we've also got some brand new faux silk coming up after the break. So do check out your basket. Oh, this is soft. And I will see you in just a few moments after this very short break.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Never mind going to the market, we think this little piggy is going to steal your heart. The latest softie from fabulous toy maker Joe Carter was first seen in Simply Sewing magazine and is the prettiest pink piglet we have ever seen. Made from super soft pink fleecy fabric, this piglet will make the perfect present for a little one, or simply add to your own collection of super huggable soft toys. So be sure not to miss out on Joe's pink piglet on Friday the 27th of April at 9 AM. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue comes with a free gift.
On Wednesday, the 25th of April, we're sending you Hexy Kisses as Lucy Brennan will be creating the prettiest Hexy quilt by Jen Kingwell. This sweet quilt is created out of diamond and hexagonal shapes coming together to give the illusion of delicate cross kisses. The quilt contrasts dotty fabric with a selection of floral and stylish patterns, perfect for adding a subtle splash of colour to your room. So join us on Wednesday the 25th of April at 9 AM, where Lucy will be demonstrating the Hexy Kisses quilt, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy to follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Something's missing. Am I expected to dance or something? I don't know. Look, what we've done, we wanted to show you these beautiful fabrics. We've got 2 new fabrics, some you've seen before, and to be able to make this beautiful top here. It is so gorgeous and floaty. Yeah, really beautiful. Look, just lovely, lovely, lovely. So in order to do that, here we go, new patterns for you. I've got 2 different sizes as ever. So, oh, you want that one first. 16 to 26 is the first size there. That's $8.99. Yeah, it's just floating gorgeous. It's one of those really flattering ones, isn't it? Very lovely. They are your different versions down there. So they do a longer version as well, because I quite fancied one of those, and I thought it would be a midriff top on me at the moment. And then if you'd like the smaller size, which is 4 to 14, and again, they're weird numbers, so basically, if you have a bust of 36 inches or smaller, go for this one, and a waist of 28 inches or smaller, then that's the one to go for there. Now, let's have a look at the one that we've used, which is brand new today. Now, this is a faux silk. It's 100% polyester. It's a faux silk. It feels beautiful. When we were prepping, Deb said that this feels more like a viscose. So you've seen it, $3.99 per half a metre. I'd really like a scarf out. I know I say this about all of them, but I would really like a scarf out of this. Look at the colour and the floatiness. Oh, it's just beautiful. So if I watch my mic, whew, hang on. Let me drape it over myself. Now this is 150 wide. It's going to be such a beautiful skimming fabric. It's just going to float. It's light. It's perfect for your spring, your summer. Absolutely beautiful. First time we've brought this to wear. From afar I thought it was a mosaic, but it's actually like pebbles, so perfect for your holidays. Really exquisite. And look at that price at just $3.99. 150 centimetres selvage to selvage. And this is what you can be making with it. Perfect. Perfect. Just lovely. And if I spin it around so you can see the detailing in behind it as well, you've got pleats. You've got pleats through there as well, which just help it all flow beautifully so that from the side it drapes gorgeously. Yeah, lovely. Now, the one brand new as well, so maybe you want to do it in this. We're going to use this today. Oh, again, faux silk. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at the colours in there. Really lovely. Maybe a summer wedding, something like that. Again, trying so hard not to hit my mic with this, but this feels exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. So this is your faux silk. but it just, I mean, just imagine how that is going to drape. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, something with a ruched neck all of a sudden. So $4.99, great price there for your faux silk. That's your red tonal, and it's just beautiful. Oh, lovely. Now, the next fabric we have seen before, but we're on to our lawn. This is your cotton lawn. So you can see here, producer Paul would quite like a Hawaiian shirt out of this. And there you can just see it's going to drape. It's going to feel really beautiful as you wear it. And again, it's this is cotton, so this is going to wash. It's going to be lovely and airy. Beautiful. Digital print, 140 centimeters, salvage to salvage. Beautiful. Now this one. In fact, Director Tim is wearing a shirt. He sort of blended into this morning, didn't he? Look at this. Look at this. This is Director Tim's favourite this morning because he's basically wearing it. Look at that. Really beautiful. And you can see, again, this is your lawn fabric. It's beautiful, lightweight, luxury cotton lawn. And this is $6.99. And I just think the colours in there are really flattering. You've got beautiful teals in there. And it's just lovely and warm. I just think it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, next one. Again, another beautiful print. Again, another lawn. There we go. And again, you can see how this is going to drape beautifully. The print detail in here is exquisite. Just look at the detailing. It's gorgeous. Can we see, if I spin that around, can you see some of the birds through here? Very pretty. And this is one you could wear for work. You could dress it up, dress it down. An incredibly versatile fabric on here. Again, it's your cotton lawn, 140 centimeters, salvage to salvage. But it's going to be one of those ones that you can wash and wear. It's going to feel beautiful and lovely against the skin. This is my favorite. Flamenco, flamingo, flamenco. Look at this. That is just spectacular. It's like retro flamingos. Is that not just wedding attire? Anything like this, just gorgeous. Even the boys upstairs are saying, we need shirts out of this, we need shirts out of that. Look at that, I just think it's exquisite. Look, it's just $6.99 per half a metre. This is a cotton lawn. This is sugar pink botanical flamenco cotton lawn fabric. I think this is 140 centimetres, salvage to salvage. Just trying to remember all the different lengths of them. Widths rather of them. So yeah, 140 centimetres, salvage to salvage. But how exquisite is that? Love it, absolutely love it. But then you see, this is another beautiful one. This one's got swallows on. Have you seen your first swallow yet? My mum always has a, this feels, my mum and my godmum always have a little competition. It's upside down, but there you go. Have a competition to see who sees the first swallow. There we are. There's your swallow there. Can you see? Or not, there you go. And we saw one just a couple of days ago. So the swallows are back. And then if you can just imagine that. You'd have the swallows flying the right way up. Yeah. This is super fine, okay, with this one. So it feels even softer. Didn't think it was possible. But this is a super fine. This is the only super fine lawn fabric that we've got for you today. But it just feels exquisite. And it is beautiful to work with. So that's $6.99, and again, cotton as well. Very, very lovely. But I'm taking this little lady over here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Woo! We're gonna tango.
She just did a little dip there.
Well,
you know, didn't she?
Yes.
That was what that was.
She's got, I think her brakes were on.
They don't swish as easily, do they?
Hello.
Mwah.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Dressmaking.
Dressmaking.
What you are known for.
What I'm known for, yes, what I enjoy. There we go.
Give her a swirl.
Look at this.
It's almost like a cape at the back, isn't it?
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
The longer I made this, the more I made it, the more I liked it. As it started coming together, the more, once I did the pleats in, you could see that the more I liked it.
4 pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually, not as complicated as you might imagine, but the trick is to not get the seams confused. Okay. So we've got a lining inside, which is a top. Right. The sides attached to that, but you've got a top there.
And that's why you can use such a light fabric with this, isn't it?
And a top at the back.
Oh, lovely.
So you're full covered. You don't have to wear a top underneath it. If I was to use some of the paler, maybe the one with the swallows, maybe go for these pieces in a plain.
Oh, the under
like
bit.
A plain, one of the cream ones, or I think it's cream, isn't it? Sort of off-white. And then do that one on the top. Because then you won't have the patterns fighting each other. Okay. Because if you lay one over the top, this one, because it's so busy, you can't tell. And I think the one we're using is quite solid, so you can't tell it either. But I think the one where it's slightly more, I think it's just the pale white, actually. Maybe go for a plain underneath, because you do have that. But you don't have to worry about extra tops, especially because it's summery.
This is going to be flattering. It's going to skim over the bits that need skimming over.
Definitely.
Incredibly flattering. For those of you that go, I don't like my arms, it's okay, it's all covered.
It's all covered, but you're loose, so it's not hot.
Because there's your sleeve bit, and then I hear everybody saying, I've got bingo wings, I don't like my arms being covered. It's fine, but it's not tight, so you don't get sticky.
And you don't,
Yeah, none of that. So a lovely, loose, floaty, flowy fabric, but it does mean we need a rolled hem.
Yes, so we're going to do a rolled hem today. I'm going to show you 2 different kinds of hem.
Okay.
A rolled hem and one with the overlocker. Okay. So if you feel more confident with one or the other, you can swap and choose between what you fancy doing, and actually just give it a try and see what you prefer to do. So I will start, however, with a French seam. Because all of these fabrics, with them being so lightweight, you can get really nice finishes, but you can also, especially with this georgette, it can fray quite badly as you cut it.
Well, yeah. Would you pinking shear it when you cut it?
You can do, but I think basically I didn't, and I think basically just don't touch it. Okay. Just touch it as little as possible. Okay. Do all of you, if you could do maybe rotary cutting would be a good idea. Okay. Or if you've got scissors with a slightly serrated edge, not pinking shears, but it grips the fabric as you cut them. Right, so the micro serrated edge. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we've got those on the website, take a look for those.
Okay, so I'll show you that first, and I want to show you this front piece.
Now this is different fabric again, like you say, that's like a georgette. Yeah. But this one is a faux silk. Yeah. We'll get the details up for this. I think it's $4.99. I was going to say that one's $3.99. This one I think is $4.99 per half a metre. Yeah. Really beautiful. It feels beautiful.
Yeah, it feels really nice. It feels a bit like what I'm wearing today. Actually, it's really soft, but actually quite dense enough that you don't have to wear something underneath it, which is perfect. Okay. So if I show you the pattern piece here, this piece correlates with this front piece here. So there's a seam that goes the cape bit at the back, this sleeve, and this front. So that's the piece that we're doing now. Yeah?
This bit here.
That's that bit there. Okay. And there is a join down the centre.
There's a central seam there.
There is a central seam.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure why it's necessary, to be honest. I think it's, if you don't need it, don't use it. All you have to do, if you want to get rid of it, is just fold back. Yeah, but you've got to fold back your seam allowance on the pattern piece before you do it. Right. So if you could cut that on the fold, but you'd end up with an extra 5/8 of a seam allowance down the front. So you fold that piece back. I'll show you with the pins out. Fold that back by 5/8 of an inch. And
then cut on the fold. And then cut on the fold. Yeah. Yeah, because 2 lots of 5/8, you suddenly added over an inch to your
top. Yeah, definitely.
Which isn't the end of the world with a floaty, but. Yeah, if you've gone for the size you've gone for, you've gone for the size you've gone for.
Yeah, and I think it's the neckline that you want to not add to. Yeah, because you'd end up with your shoulder seams falling backwards. Okay, so I've used the finest pins I had. Now we don't have these in, but we're looking at getting them in.
Right.
But just try and use your sharpest, newest, thinnest pins.
Okay.
I've used
So
the
silk
entomology
pins,
ones.
basically.
Silk pins, yeah, they'll be fine, yeah. There you go. So we use these. So I've done that here. I've put all my pattern markings in. Take this off.
Gosh, they are fine.
Yeah. They're not going through the machine ones because they will just bend in half, basically, if you catch them with your sewing machine needle. Right, so take this away. Oh, missing some pins. Two pins for the eye.
Yeah,
there we
fine
go.
they are.
Okay.
And transfer all your hieroglyphics and everything across.
Absolutely, as much as you can. The georgette's really difficult to transfer onto, so I'm going to show you how to transfer your pleats after we do this bit.
Okay.
So usually you would sew right down here with your right sides together. What we're going to do, feels very wrong, is to put the other way. So, wrong sides together.
Wrong sides together.
Yeah.
This feels so wrong.
Yeah, because it feels like you're going to have it right on the outside. Look at that colour. Right on the outside, yeah. So, match those up as best you can. They do shift around a little bit. Just try and... I tried to cut things in the wind when it was a sunny day. I had to shut all the doors. It was very sad. But it was just floating away from me as I tried to do things. So, pin that.
It's well worth the perseverance, though, isn't it? Working with a fabric of this nature.
And if you've kind of done if you've done quite a bit of dressmaking, and you're getting to that stage where you want to wear things that you're definitely going to wear, I think this is the kind of material that you need to graduate to. Because however much more difficult it is, it makes things more wearable, you know?
Okay.
Because you feel so luxurious in them.
Yeah.
That you want to wear them all the time.
Well, this as well, I mean, I can see this as a holiday make, but it's very versatile. You could wear this to work. I could see this out in the evenings with a Pims or something. But also...
Sorted.
Yeah, very, very versatile. Dress it up, dress it down, or pop it over the top of your swimsuit.
Yeah, definitely.
If you've caught too much of the sun.
So, also want to swap out for a nice thin sewing needle.
Okay, how thin are we talking?
Well, I've got a Microtex needle here, and that's a size 68.
A 68, okay.
Yeah, well, 60 or 8.
They
provide both numbers, so it's whichever one you...
60 or 8, not a 68, because that's not actually a
So
needle.
basically the finest one you can find. And again, do check these things against... Try them out on your fabric, because if you get one... You can get ones with different kinds of points on, can't you? And if you get the wrong one, anything will pull these fabrics.
Well, that's just it. So we're not going to use a jersey needle with the ballpoint, because it's even though it's nice a slightly stretchy fabric.
Because what happens is that the needle will go in, and you'll get a ladder, like in your tights, where the thread pulls, and it leaves a white line right across.
No, you don't want that.
And it's quite obvious, which is a shame.
So you want a nice thin sewing needle.
Nice thin sewing needle, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Is it threaded?
Thread the needle. Trim your thread first. I don't know what I'll do when my eyes go, because...
Well, this does have an automatic needle threader.
Yeah.
But it's different from my one, so I always have to stop and think about how to use it.
I just end up not using it, really. But at some point, I'm going to have to, won't I? Right, so we're going to do this at 2/8 of an inch of seam allowance, which is very small.
Okay.
But...
What is the seam allowance on this overall?
5/8 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah. So pop that down. Could you turn the iron on for me, please, and put it down to synth?
Yes, I certainly can.
Thank you very much. Right, so...
Here's synth iron.
You might find that as you start, it will pull it into the machine. So just start your seam a little bit further down your fabric than you would normally do. And that'll mean it creates that tension that you need, so it doesn't get pulled inside. Right. Again, take your time. Because it's so small, you need to make sure your seams match as well as you can of the two pieces.
So again, this is one of those things, don't rush it. Now the pattern is on your screen. First time we've ever brought this to wear. It's a cape style top pattern. Incredibly flattering, perfect for summer, and it is $8.99. You get, if you wish to do a longer version, because my first question to you was, oh my goodness, that's beautiful, but too short for me right now. But it does come in a longer length as well, so you can do a longer version. There you go. Now, I will have a look at the different fabrics and just fabric amounts. But again, if you're buying this today and you want to know how much fabric to go for, have a look on the website and it will tell you. You can click on the pictures and then you can see which size you are and then how much fabric you're going to need. But I'm just trying to have a look. So the largest size, the largest amount is 4 meters of fabric. That's for the largest, the longest, and that's for going up to size 26.
That's good.
So that would be 8 meters for the largest one, but take a look because it goes anywhere from like 2.9 meters up to 4 meters. There you go. What are we doing?
So I'm just trimming that back to about 1/8.
God, steady hand.
Steady hand, little scissors, because if I use the big ones, I'm much more likely to chop by mistake and make a big hole.
Don't do that.
Which we don't want to do.
No.
So do that. And then with your pattern sizes as well, make sure you go off your measurements. Always go off your measurements. Even if you think, I'm in a shop, my normal dress size is 16. They do differ. So do always make sure you measure yourself first and make sure you've got the right one.
Well, I don't know that you can even get like a size 4 in this country, can you?
No, yeah, well, yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Even a size.
So, and they're very different. And the amount of ease in this, obviously you're looking for a lot of ease. So that's quite nice. But you want to look at the finish measurements as well as, and just make sure it fits the way you want it to fit as well. Okay. Because if you look at those things.
So why have we done this?
The trimming.
Yeah, well, all of it so far.
All of it. So I can show you here, now that we've got this open, if I just pluck at that with my finger, you can start to see you've got lots of loose threads already.
Okay.
Yeah? If you do this, the seam is entirely enclosed. So even if you did a zigzag, you'd still end up with a few threads. Yeah. And you do have to use a zigzag on some of these seams. This one especially is the one we want to work on underneath the yarn because you've got 3 layers that go in together. So you will have to do a zigzag on that one or an overlocker. But with this one, it just makes everything a lot neater. It brings it up a little level as well, makes it a little bit fancier, which is nice. So do you have the iron mat and the iron, please?
Yes, yes, yes. Now we've got half an hour.
Yeah. So I'll do this and I'll make sure I show you your rolled hem.
Now, whilst we do this ironing, have you noticed we've got the overlocker out today because Debs has asked for it. We've got it on special offer as well for you. I've put it on the coolest setting.
All right, cool, thank you. Let's put it
somewhere about right?
In the middle.
So here we go. If you would like it, then we are going to give you for free 4 of those threads so that you are good to go. So you're saving $31.49, but then, you see, the black is really, really handy. And then you've got it there, good to go, with your threads already. Because otherwise, you know, if you get it and you don't have the threads, because it's not like having normal threads, you know, your overlocker threads, because it uses up so much more, because it's binding around those edges. It does use a lot more, so you need to get ones that have basically 1 kilometre of thread on each one.
Which is a lot of thread.
It's a lot of thread, isn't it? Yeah.
Right, so what I've done is I've just pressed that down to one side.
Okay.
I've brought them so they're now right sides together, so we feel better.
Feels more comfortable, yeah.
Make sure you do practice one of these if you've never done it before, because it does feel wrong, and you will get it wrong at least once.
Okay.
Because that's what I do every time.
Okay.
There we go.
And then just press it.
Press it and try and with your fingers just roll so the seam is as far out to the edge as you can possibly make it.
Okay. What level is this?
You're looking at, it's above medium, just about.
Okay.
It's not a beginner pattern. If you've worked, it's one of those things, if you've worked with this kind of fabric before, the pattern is quite simple. If you've worked with the patterns that are this complicated before, but you've never worked this fabric, then it's hot. Do you know what I mean? It's just that combination of things. If you've not done either of those things, it's quite a challenging thing to do. I'd stick with the cotton lawns because they're more stable and they're not going to shift around.
Okay, all right, top tip.
Yeah, there we go. So we've now pressed that a little bit. It is bouncy fabric, so it is hard to press. But what we're going to do next is put that in the machine and stitch at 3/8 of an inch.
So we've already stitched 2/8, so now we go up to that 5/8 by adding on that 3/8.
Exactly, and that just means that you enclose all of your edges.
Nice, so there'll be no fraying, there'll be no random threads that you'll be worried about.
It won't start to pull and kind of fall apart when you kind of, you know, if you catch it on anything.
I don't want it falling apart.
That would be very bad.
I don't want to scare people.
No, it's not going to fall apart, obviously. There we go.
Well, it's also, you're basically sewing it twice, aren't you? So
yeah, exactly. Really strong,
seam.
Definitely.
But
it's just not very suitable for thicker fabrics because it can be quite bulky. But because this is so thin, that bulk disappears.
Nice.
So we've now got a whole seam fully enclosed within, like that. You've got your raw edges on the inside.
Nice.
Yeah. And then all you're going to do is fold that out.
Hey.
And then you've got your full top.
Beautiful. And that's your front done.
Yeah, sorted. Okay, so next thing is to do the bottom hem.
Nice. So this is going to be our rolled hem.
Rolled hem, yeah. So I'll show you the overlock away first.
Yes.
And then I'll show you the hand rolling.
So to my knowledge, we haven't actually done this on air before. Certainly not with me. Whether John's covered it, I don't know. But I haven't done a rolled hem, so I'm really excited to see this.
So I'll show you the overlocker version first, which is easier if you have an overlocker, but it's not as couture, basically. It's just a nice, easy thing for it, sort of.
How many of the 4 threads do we need on this?
All 4.
All of them?
Yeah.
Get them all on there, right. Do we need to have the blade engaged?
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Blade engaged. And what I will, I'll do it from this edge actually. Start from the edge, and you don't want to cut very much off.
Right.
So just make sure you kind of...
Just a quick shear.
Yeah, a little bit off the edge, because what happens is, as you work with the fabric, you're creating these extra frayed sections here. You see, if I took that up, yeah, there you can see that. So have your blade on, because that will get rid of all of those as you go along. Okay. But what you want to do is make sure you're not trimming off too much fabric. There we go. So.
Right. Our producer and director are saying, oh, hang on, that it might be worth just switching over so that we can see, because we can't see a lot here. So can we move this across to there? I'll go and show fabrics. We're going to move this over so we can get a better camera angle, because I really want you to be able to see this, because I know so many of you have been buying overlockers recently. So we're just going to have a quick...
Come off with that edge, so I'm not...
All right, lovely.
There we go.
Thank you.
No problem.
So we're just going to give those a quick switch. Debbie, we'll give you a hand, Deb, so don't worry. Here comes floor manager Chris, like a knight in shining sewing machine armour, to the rescue. Here we go. So if you are after the fabric that we're working with, this is the faux silk here. And if you are after this, then this is coming in at $4.99 per half a metre. It's really beautiful. It feels gorgeous. It falls beautifully. Loads of you have got this in the basket. This is brand new today. And this is going to be lovely on all sorts of different... I mean, look at just how that is going to drape around. Maybe you want that just as a dress. You know, it's going to be actually a beautiful... It's going to fall beautifully as a dress. I don't know if we can see that full length. Maybe. So, you know... It's just really, really lovely. Now, this is the one that we have it made up in. Now, this is a lighter fabric. You can see through this. But the joy of this pattern is that because it folds back on itself, you're still going to be decent. It's all fine. So this is $3.99 per half a metre. But again, look how beautifully this falls. This is going to drape. I think sarong with this, actually. You can't go, yes, so right, for a sarong, $3.99. Love that. Now let's have a look. All of these now are your cotton lawns. So they're 100% cotton and really rather beautiful. Producer Paul would like a shirt. It's his birthday on Friday. He's off for the rest of the week. Happy birthday, Producer Paul. 21 again. So this is your digital print. He would quite like a shirt out of this. Yeah. And then this here is, this is direct to Tim's favourite. Basically because he came in wearing this. And that's $6.99. That's your tropical stems. Lovely, warm colours. I think we're getting into wedding season, aren't they? A lot of these fabrics will be perfect for that. And then we've got the beautiful birds here. Very classy. I could see this for evening. And again, all of these are cotton lawn. $6.99 per half a metre, 140 centimetres, selvage to selvage. This is my favourite. I like to call it a retro flamingo. It's not, but I'd like to call it that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. So this is Sugar Pink Botanical Flamenco. Retro flamingo is easier to say. And that's $6.99. Isn't that stunning? And then the last one. Now, this is super fine. This is the only super fine lawn, and it is so soft. So beautiful. And these are your swallows that I've managed to pin to the wall upside down. Hurrah. Gravity defying swallows for $6.99, but it is so beautifully soft. Debs, we've got you all switched around.
Yes.
Okay.
So
we want you to see this. That's why we've switched everything around. So this is going to give you that all-encasing edge.
Yes, so the first thing we do is the overlocker, and then the second step is the sewing machine.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little quick swap.
Okay.
So we're just going to trim along this edge.
So that's taking away any loose threads.
Yeah. Just make sure that's nice and flat as well.
So when there is a little bit of stretch, do we need to feed this through any particular way?
If you've got stretch in your fabric, an overlocker should be able to handle that by itself.
Okay.
The only thing that I'm trying to do at the back here is making sure that if you look at this thread here at the back, it's just starting to kind of pinch it together. Now we want that because we want to turn it over, and that tightness helps us do that. Okay. So, but we don't want it to be too much. So you don't want it to be all gathered, just a little bit of that is fine. So I'm just making sure that that's not too tight. Okay, so we're just going to come right off the edge, like that. And then if I could use the iron again.
Oh, yep, iron. There we go.
Perfect. Now I've got two sides to my top here. The first side I'm going to do with my overlocker, the second side I'm going to do with my rolled hem, so we can show. So what we do next is we then fold our overlocked edge just under like that.
Okay. And press.
And press. Put that under like that, and then we're going to use the sewing machine in a minute. There we go. Right, perfect.
Okay.
Just need to set the machine up.
Aha, yes.
To swap them around. I think I'll be back here in a second to do it.
Are we just going to swap them over?
Yeah.
Well, that's easy enough to do, isn't it?
It is.
There we go.
Should we do that?
Whoop, should we dance? There you go.
Thank you. There we go. And then the foot is over there. He's on his way with it.
Oh, no.
Foot, please.
Wrong foot. Wrong foot. It's the wrong foot.
Like the wrong trousers.
Now, if you would like the pattern, and here we go. And I love that for the first one, we're going to show you two different ways to do these hems. Lovely, because we often talk about it. If you've got an overlocker, you can do it this way. If you've got a sewing machine, don't worry, you can still do it. So you've got three different styles. I like this. So if you're after the longer one, the longest one in the biggest size, it's 4 meters of fabric. But again, you've got all of your details here. Click on the website if you're after this today. Click on the website, and that will give you all of these details. It will also give you up the top here all of your different sizes, all your different measurements there, okay? So whichever size you are, that gives you your inches. Measure yourself, just go off your measurements and then go with whichever one and then take the amount that you need. All of these fabrics today, you're looking at the 150 measurement there.
Fab. So we've got our overlocker threads there. Just trim those away, not all the way to the end.
Okay.
And then we're going to tuck this under with that fold. Put my sewing machine back together. Pop that under. And it is a bit fiddly. Just make sure you hold it nice and steady. If you want to, you can pin this all down.
Okay.
But what, you remember this morning we were talking about how the fabric can shift?
Yeah.
If you pin this, as you go along, you'll find that it shifts again and your pins will have to shift.
Right.
So actually, you're probably better off just doing it by eye
go for it.
and taking your time with it again.
So do you line up so that your needle is right at that top edge?
As close to the top edge as you feel comfortable doing. Yeah. Try and keep it even. So find a place on your sewing machine that hits that top edge, but also hits, so you're hiding all of the overlocking.
Yeah.
This is about 2/8 of an inch actually.
Okay.
Follow that through. And can you see here? Try and move that that way. There we go. It's just starting to bend slightly inside.
Yeah.
Because of the natural way the overlocking stitch has done it. And that's where there's a curve. So you actually just use that to your advantage. And fold it over and then just push a little bit there just to make sure that your excess is all even.
Okay, nice.
So you want to make sure you can see the stitches all on this side and a tiny little fraction of the fabric. Take that forward.
Okay, we've got 17 minutes just so I can time check you.
There we go. And you can now see you've got a lovely even hem on that side. You've not got any bouncing and you've got a nice flat enclosed seam on that side as well. So it's much more of a kind of ready to wear look. That's the kind of thing they would do in a shop.
So there's your overlock. Yeah, because when anybody ever says, you know, what does your overlocker do? I'll always fold back a cuff and go,
it's like this.
There.
Yeah.
And then you've got that
and I think it's quite beautiful actually
down.
to see it. It's quite nice.
Yeah. So that's one way.
That's one way. I shall now show you.
But for those of you that do not have an overlocker yet,
this is it. So we're going to do the opposite side. And the first thing they want you to do is do a single line of stitching.
Okay, like a stay stitch?
Like a stay stitch, yeah. And that holds the fabric. It stops it from fraying as you go along. You then trim that away, and then we're going to roll it between our finger and thumb. And that's the tricky bit.
Okay.
So we're going to do the first line of stitches first.
And again, this is if you don't have a rolled hem foot.
Yes. If
I do with my machine.
Do you?
No idea how to use it.
I've never used it. I think the idea is that I'm
glad you haven't either, because that makes me feel a lot better that I've got all these fancy feet and no idea.
No, and actually, you know, you don't need to. It's just something that makes things a little bit easier, you know. It's like a kitchen gadget, you know. It makes the job a little bit easier, but you can still do most things.
Oh, I do like a good kitchen gadget, I'm not going to lie.
So do this first. But I think the idea was that with the machine foot one is, you know how like a bias binding maker?
Does it fold it and roll it in one?
So you basically, you tuck the end of the fabric into the foot.
Yeah.
And it rolls it for you. And then you just have to keep feeding it neatly.
That's a disaster waiting to happen for me.
Yeah, got you.
I'm liking your way and the overlock way.
Yeah, so we're going to trim this as close to this as we can.
Okay, so we're trimming back again.
Yeah, trimming back. It's all about the trimming.
Yeah, you don't care, do you? Get straight in there and trim.
Yeah.
Sharp scissors, if you've got a micro serrated edge, go for that.
Yeah, definitely. And then just about 1/8 of an inch if you can, 2/8 if it's a bit nerve-wracking.
We've got on the website, actually, Tula Pink does the most beautiful pair of tiny micro serrated scissors.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yeah, in like you know the oil effect finish.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, no, she's got those. We've only got, because I wanted them on my show, but we only had about 7 of them left, so they wouldn't let me put them on show.
Oh, what a shame.
But if you're after them, check out the website.
So, what we're going to do,
this
is the tricky bit.
Go on then.
Is we're going to have it between our finger and thumb. Yeah. We're going to roll that edge over So you can see the stitch line, and then you're going to roll it again. And you're just going to tuck, I should just move my fingers out of the way a second. And you're going to tuck that edge in.
So you've encased that raw edge in with a roll.
And then what you'll find is you just push that seam back and then tuck it over with your finger.
Okay.
Do that again for you. So you've got one folded over the other.
Yeah.
You push it back.
Roll it back to almost to the stitch.
Almost to the stitches. And use that stitch line because that's the tension that's going to help you bend it.
Okay.
So you use that and you tuck it with this top finger, you tuck it over.
And
then flatten it again with your
edge.
thumb, and that encases the whole thing.
Right.
And you just keep doing that.
Do I pin that?
Again, it's going to keep moving. So you can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this first so it sits naturally, gets rid of some of that bounce. Press it just to the one layer.
Yeah, the first. So the first one.
The first one, and then the rest of it is just tuck and roll.
As you go.
As you go. You ready?
I now see why we don't do this live on air very often.
I can see that you wouldn't. Yeah.
But you know what, Deb? I salute you.
Thank you.
Because straight in there.
It's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like
let's give it a go.
If you've done a lot of sewing in your life and you want something to look really special, you're doing like a christening gown or something like that, and you want to make it beautiful. Knowing that this kind of thing exists, even if you don't do it for this, knowing that that's a thing that you can learn how to do is quite inspiring, I think.
But also, I mean, I look at all of these beautiful fabrics that we've got, especially the lawns and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm a big scarf girl. I always have a scarf. Bad neck, and I always wear a scarf. Summer, winter, doesn't matter. Always have a scarf on.
Yeah.
And so when I look at them, the only thing that puts me off making my own scarves is that I know I've got to learn to do a rolled edge.
Oh, really?
But now I'm thinking, well, actually...
Yeah. Overlocking and stitching down.
I can overlock and stitch.
Easily, yeah. Especially if you've got a matching thread or something contrasting. Lovely. Right, so I've just gotten rid of... So the bounce in the fabric, really, that's the issue. Oh,
there I was being helpful and just ripping it from your hand.
So it just... Can you see, you can sort of see now on there, it's just flapping up a little bit.
Yes.
Like that, and that just helps you with the process.
It's saying sew me, sew me.
Sew me, sew me. So we fold it over like this.
Did you have to do these on the bee?
No, I used to buy a binding because why would you do a rolled hem on
live TV? Why would you do that?
Why would a mad person attempt such a thing? So...
That's really narrow as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can do them a lot bigger. I'm trying to make it look nice, but do big ones and then work your way up is probably the best way.
Okay.
Now, another trick.
Yeah.
Use something nice and flat, like a pin or a needle.
Oh, so you've used the flat side of the needle, which I can never remember which way around it goes when I have to change my needle again.
Just keep flapping them around. That will now hold that in place.
Okay.
So you don't have to move that around too much.
Okay.
Keep that to hand because you will find that certain parts will try and escape. They'll try and come out again.
Cheeky.
Of here.
Okay.
And if you have something like a needle handy or a sharp pair of scissors, you can just tuck it back in.
Or even your stitch unpicker.
Oh yeah, perfect. Definitely. Right, so take your time, especially with the starting point because it is, again, making sure it's not going to get pulled into the machine. Keep your finger pressed down on that fabric. And just go forwards.
With our Whizzy 680 machine, it actually has a straight stitch plate so that nothing gets sucked back in, which is fabulous for quilting. But I'm just thinking, actually, if you've got the 680, because it's our best-selling sewing machine, then swap your plates over.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, we've got 10 minutes, not to rush you, just so you know.
No problem. So we'll do this in a minute.
I'm now leaning on it. I want to get in so close to see this. So if it's not feeding through, it's because I'm leaning on it. Sorry.
No problem. And just use the tension that you've, because that's not going to move from there. So just use the tension of it to pull.
And just a normal foot on your machine.
Just a normal foot, yeah. And a really sharp, thin needle.
Is that the key? That's sharp, thin needle.
Yeah. And if you have loops and problems, start with your needle first because people start messing with the tension. And 9 times out of the tension is not the problem. It's the needle, or you're threading, or if you've got a bit of dust in your machine. Producer Paul says 9 times out of tension. I'm going to keep that one forever.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
do.
Okay,
Take it away with you, in fact.
Yeah, take it away and never bring it back.
Take it away with you.
Okay, so we're all the way to the front now. Backwards and forwards. And then you can see
wow, okay.
all tucked inside. And you can see there's a little bit of a twist. Now there's nothing wrong with that because when you have it like this, it looks lovely and kind of, it's that lettucey edge, isn't it? But just give it a quick press as well.
Okay,
now.
and then I'll show it to you in the camp. Don't worry, you'll get to see it in just one moment.
There we go, like that. And there you have it.
Beautiful. Okay, let's compare and contrast.
All right then.
So this is your by hand rolled hem, encased. So actually that follows on the theme, doesn't it, from the other seam?
It's
that we
making sure none of those threads are really showing because as soon as you get those out, they're going to start to.
I could do my scarves now, couldn't
Yeah,
I?
you could definitely.
Fabrics. And then if you wanted to do it with your overlocker, so like you say, this is more like you'd see from the shops, isn't it?
Definitely, and it is a really nice way of doing it. But it's just one step. If you're starting to work with this fabric first, do this.
Yeah.
If you've worked with this fabric before and you're feeling more confident, do that one.
Do that. Beautiful, isn't it?
It does
Really
make for a
lovely.
really beautiful edge.
And if I just hold that, so this side is your hand rolled, that is your overlocked. It hangs beautifully out of the way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you can just start to see that's going to float around.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would need the longer one.
Version.
No one needs to see that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sushi, nice colour.
Thanks.
No problem.
Right, we've got 8 minutes. What can we show?
Okay, I shall show you how to transfer your pleats very quickly.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Do you need this?
I'm done. Yeah, no, thank you.
Nope.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Sorted. Right, so that piece of pattern is going to disappear off the edge.
Joyce has asked a question. Good morning, Joyce.
Hi, Joyce.
What is the difference between cotton lawn and ordinary cotton? Oh, the feel.
Ooh,
my word, the feel.
Yeah.
It's much finer. Cotton lawn is much finer.
Yeah.
It drapes much more.
It's a lot lighter of fabric.
softer.
It's a softer, lighter fabric. It's not as densely woven, and it has drape to it. Where I think 100% cotton, it doesn't have the drape, so it will just. Imagine if you had this, if you did 100% cotton, it would be very boxy.
Yes.
And it would sort of go out. Which if that's the look you're going for,
Yeah.
great. But if not, then you want that drapey effect. The lawn makes that happen.
So when you see that beautiful fall of fabric, that is what the lawn fabric is doing for you. So it's finer. It's also it's a lovely fine weave as well.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful and lovely to work with as well. And because it's cotton, of course, it's not going to be sweaty or anything like that.
Yeah.
Nice and cool. Now, what are we doing here? Ooh.
I am threading my needle.
Okay.
In a contrasting thread. It's not actually as contrasting as I would probably use something like a navy or a black, but this is what we have, so this is what we're using.
Okay.
There's a very small hole in this needle.
We really should have our needle threader just
There it
here.
is.
I say this every time.
We should, shouldn't we?
I love our needle
I never
threader.
think about it. Right, so, threaded. We've got some pins. So,
Whoa, these are all the pleats. So down here, look at these pleats.
this is the pleats. So we've got one pleat, 2 pleats, and then this is a third, but it goes to the centre back. So this is your centre back seam.
Okay.
This pleat, you bring your centre back seam 1 stitched, you bring it forward, and it will sit like that.
Okay.
On the opposite side, it will do the same thing, and you'll end up with a box pleat.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Oh,
you
that's
see. And
how
it
that's all gonna
hides the
happen.
centre back seam then as well, you see inside
Very
it.
clever.
Very clever. It's like they thought about it, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's like a designer designed it.
Right, fabulous. So, I'll show you on one. We've done a medium size, so
Okay.
we choose the medium line. And the most important points are these circles, here and here, and this top section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny little snip in the very top,
Okay.
and again in the very top,
Okay.
like that. Make sure you're not within your seam allowance, so again 2 or 3/8 of an inch. The next thing we want to do is mark in where these dots are.
Okay.
So I'll show you my easy peasy way of marking dots. I'm using the slightly thicker pins because they've got the big heads and you need the big heads to work through the fabric with. Here and here.
And so you're placing that in right in the middle
right
of that
in the centre of the dot. So when you turn the fabric over now, you'll have 4 pins.
Ooh, careful.
Sticking, yeah, don't put your hand down. Leave them where they are. That made you feel a bit ill, didn't it?
Yeah,
right,
a little
so
bit.
you can sort of see them in the light there. Yeah. And what we're going to do is put a tiny mark with our thread just where that is.
Okay, like a tailor's tack.
Like a tailor's tack.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I find with a tailor's tack is that you do one, and then you try and take the paper away, and you always lose one.
Okay.
Or at least I always do.
Okay.
Maybe my tailor's tack's no good. That's probably why. But
oh, don't do yourself
this is
down.
nice and easy.
Okay.
So we do nice long thread with it.
And is this why you wanted that contrasting colour?
Yeah, because we're going to take this out again later.
Okay.
Put that again, like that. Trim that away. Same again on this side.
And is that just going through that top layer of fabric?
One layer,
okay,
yeah.
You got how many minutes, Fusible? 3 minutes.
Fab. 2. Okay.
Yeah. Is this to make the whole top?
So I've done that.
Yeah.
And we've definitely done the other side as well.
Okay.
Right? In our minds. So I take the fabric away. Then what we're going to do is you've got your other markings on this side as well.
Yeah.
You bring the 2 marks together with your line. So you've got your cut in the top.
So line up there. So you've got 3 points of reference
3 points
to
of
line
reference
up to.
because it's a shifty fabric.
Shifty.
Shifty.
Right.
So if you've got 3 points, you're not going to lose exactly where you want them. You want that line to be nice and straight because it's how it's going to hang. So you're going to put that, mark those 2 things up there. You've got your 2 places that you're going to mark through, and then you're going to tack right down the pleat.
Okay.
With your nice contrasting fabric.
Right.
All the way down.
Making sure that you go into those.
Yeah, into
3
both
points.
sides. Yeah. And you would pin it as well.
It's like, I don't know if anybody else does this, but when I have to draw a straight line to a certain measurement, I'll always do at least 3 markers.
Oh, yeah.
So that I make sure that the ruler goes through all 3. So it's kind of the same,
because it does move. They do move around as
Yeah.
you work with them. And then stop at your last one.
Okay.
Do your extra stitch. Try not to do too many because you are going to take these out eventually.
Okay.
Nice long thread. And then you'll find you now have
You've got the pleat in there?
Yeah. And that's, you're going to overstitch that.
Okay.
Just straight down exactly where you were before.
Where does it stop? Does it taper?
No, it just stops
'Cause it's
exactly
not-
here.
Oh, right, okay.
So it leaves this section open. And that's where you end up with that lovely drapey feeling.
Come here, love.
Back.
Spin her around.
Spin her around. You see these are all open. And that goes from one side to the other. And you've got that extra fabric, which just creates that lovely extra bit.
So that's your box one in the middle.
Yeah.
And then out. Beautiful. And that's what gives you that cape floaty. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, Deb, thank you ever so much.
No problem at all.
That's how it gone. Done.
Yes,
But
that was fast, wasn't it?
You did a rolled hem.
Yeah.
Live on air.
Live on air.
Two
Tick
ways.
that off the bucket list.
Thank
Done.
you ever so much.
No problem at all. Thank
Fabulous.
you.
Come back soon.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me show you these fabrics then. Right. Over here, the fabric that Deborah was working with. Here it is. Now this is your faux silk. There we go. It's a beautiful one actually, isn't it? Very warm colours as well, going to suit so many different skin tones. And this is $4.99. YNVM08. Now this is by the half metre. So again, if you want to, then you can buy as much of this as you wish. This is brand new today. And it just beautiful, really lovely. So $4.99 per half metre, buy as much as you like. It feels beautiful, and we've seen how to work with these slippier fabrics. There they are. Now the one that we had the dress made out of, the top rather, already made out of, is here. Again, brand new today. This is the most popular one today. See, now I can do our old hem. I could do this. Really lovely. But again, a beautiful drape on here. The softness that we've got with this georgette is very, very beautiful. And again, elegant, lovely, and a beautiful pattern. It goes nice with jeans, actually, doesn't it? It goes really nice with jeans. As does this one, actually, as well. I know you want this, Producer Paul. Now, we were asked about the difference with your cotton lawn. You can see here how that is going to move, how that is going to fall beautifully, whereas your cotton, that is your quilting weight cotton, is a heavier thread. It's not as fine a weave as you're getting here. I don't know if you can see how really fine those threads are up there. I don't know. But that, I mean, it is so fine, and that's what gives it its drape, is that fineness of thread. Right, this one, here we go. Again, beautiful colourways here. Loving all of these. Try not to hit my mic. There we go. But you've got that lovely fall again. You need to start checking out on this one. It's a beautiful, again, lovely warm colours. Beautiful tone for so many skin tones. Very lovely. And a lovely big bold print as well, which is really fabulous. Now, here are your birds. And again, yeah, I think this is going to be very sophisticated. And but again, you're getting that without having the warmth. You know, this is cotton, so again, it's going to keep you nice and cool. Actually, this was growing on me. I really like that one. The flamenco. I nearly bought a dressing gown out of this fabric. Love it. Look at it. Yeah. So there are your flamencos, like retro flamenco. But look at the florals in there, just beautiful. And then the final one, this is the only super fine lawn that we've got. The softness is incredibly gorgeous with this. Half the stock has already gone here. I'm sorry, I pinned it up around the wrong way. But you can just see how incredibly soft that is. And again, this is super, super fine. So it's going to feel beautiful against the skin. Lovely to work with, 100% cotton, so you can wash it as well. Now remember, we have an offer for you while stocks last. 50% off your Sewing Quarter range of branded tools and accessories. So let me show you very quickly, and this is literally while stocks last. And so we've got your A1 cutting mat. This is the largest cutting mat that we do, and it is the most popular one. Half price, $39.99 as opposed to, well, $19.99 as opposed to $39.99. This is it. It's huge. It's A1. It's the biggest one that we do, and it's the one that we use on the show day in, day out. It's a huge, huge one. You've got inches down there. You've got centimetres in your grid there. How many of you need to check out on this? 30 people, my word, need to check out on this. So please, if you've got it, this is only while stocks last. Now let's have a look at what's coming up tomorrow. We have got beautiful bundles at 8 a.m. At 9 a.m, we've got that lovely hexi quilt that's been behind us all morning with Lucy Brennan. There is an option to English paper piece that, which is absolutely stunning. 10 a.m, we've got quilting tools and pre-cuts. And then at 11 a.m, doing what Lucy does incredibly well, which is that Creative Grids Masterclass. So if you love your Creative Grids, you know that Lucy is a big convert, and you know that she knows her stuff with your Creative Grids. So she's going to be there talking us through all of that. So that's what we've got coming up tomorrow. Check out your baskets. Don't miss out on a single thing. Thank you ever so much for your company today. And thank you ever so much, Deborah, for such a lovely demo. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a lovely rest of the day. Bye-bye.
On Wednesday, the 25th of April, we're sending you Hexy Kisses, as Lucy Brennan will be creating the prettiest Hexy quilt by Jen Kingwell. This sweet quilt is created out of diamond and hexagonal shapes coming together to give the illusion of delicate cross kisses. The quilt contrasts dotty fabric with a selection of floral and stylish patterns, perfect for adding a subtle splash of colour to your room. So join us on Wednesday the 25th of April at 9 AM, where Lucy will be demonstrating the Hexy Kisses quilt, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.